Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the DA's office. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. I appreciate you guys. Missed y'all from Thursday and dropped a couple of videos, man, but there's no place like home. I've been in Houston for the last 4 days, chilling with the kids. It was a good time, little family time as we did Anime Matsuri. Had a blast. Ran into a couple of y'all out there, as a matter of fact. Ran into a couple of more folks. And I think I got the pictures somewhere. I'm gonna show them to y'all in just a second, but yeah, I had a great time at Anime Matsuri. My kids put on a panel. They put on a couple of panels actually. Anime Family Feud, along with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, anime style. It was a lot of fun, man. I had a great time. But look, glad to be back here, man. Glad to sit down with you guys, chop it up over Superman. Hey, look, it's a very dubious debut for James Gunn's Superman. A lot of people seem to like this movie. A lot of goodwill early on in the box office, but it seems like it kind of tapered off as we got into the weekend. So we're going to talk about that. And then there's a couple of other things that we got on the slate. All right. Supergirl. All right. How do y'all feel about Supergirl now that you've had an opportunity to look at Supergirl? For those of you that went to watch the movie, how do you feel about it? All right. That's going to be an interesting. I don't know if that's going to work out. All right. The Supergirl that they're going to give us is a very interesting one. I don't know how that's going to work out. We'll talk about that. We also have, not Jurassic Park, Lilo and Stitch. It is pretty much guaranteed a Billy at this point. All right. I think it's only like $6 million away from $1 billion. So it looks like Lilo and Stitch is going to hit that Billy, the first official $1 billion movie for America. All right. China already had crossed that threshold, but now America's finally getting in on it. So we got that. What else we got? We got, George Lucas is making an appearance at San Diego Comic-Con, if you can believe that. The first time, all right? He's never been at San Diego Comic-Con, at least not on stage, all right? So he's got a panel coming up. We'll talk about that a little bit. And then, look, we talk about the anime takeover, all right? We talk about the anime takeover. We discuss it. We conversate about it. A lot of people don't want to talk about anime. Well, you're going to be talking about it whether you like it or not, because we got not one, but two major anime stories that dropped this week. And we'll get into that. But before we do, we got to give love to our crew, to the chat, to everybody that's here. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for rocking it out. Let's say what's up to everybody that's hanging out tonight. Dragon Master Zero is hanging out with us. What's up to you, Dragon Master Zero? We also got AMS in the house. Andrew Werner, one of my mods. Shout out to you, Andrew Werner. Thanks for getting the word out. Appreciate it, bro. Anime Mania 500 is in the house, along with Craig Bradford. Dynamite is in the house. Draconis is here as well, is barking mad, chilling out with us. We got Dustin Echoes in the house. Leia plus size. What's up, Leia? How you doing? Thanks for being here. Mr. Ian is here. Donna Hergenrether just joined in. Shout out to Donna Hergenrether, one of my longtime supporters. Thank you very much, Donna. I appreciate you being here as well. We got Name ran into him at Anime Expo. My guy. What's up, lowercase Name? RC is in the house. Ram Warrior 2500 is also here. Daniel Hernandez just jumped into the chat. Rockefeller Plaza is also here. He'll be joining us in just a minute. Cyfax is in the house, along with Stream King. Both of them cats hanging out with us. Appreciate that. Sean, formerly known as Dr. John. What's up, Sean? Thank you for being here. Stacy Gardner is in the house, along with the one and the only Thomas Nazareta, also chilling out with us. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit the like button if you have not already done so. As you know, that is the number one way to support me in anything that you're looking to do. If you're saying, how do I support you, DA? I don't have enough money to drop super chats like some of these other cats. It's all good. It's all good. Hit the like button, watch every video, and then also, of course, comment, because comment builds the algorithm, and that's how the channel's been growing. All right. We're getting close. All right. We're getting close to 30K. Let me see. Where are we at right now? We are at 29,250. All right. So 29,250. We are about 750 away from the magical 3,000 or 30,000 number. And look, that's all on you guys. Okay. I can't even take credit for that. All right. I can't take credit for that, because you guys do the work that builds the algorithm and makes these videos go out far and wide. All right. And then everybody just starts coming in, rocking it out with you guys, joining in on the chat. So I appreciate it. All right. Let's get down to business, man. Let's get down. Let's bring on the the crew, the cast is hanging out in the back. First up and foremost, Rockefeller Plaza in the house. What's up, Rockefeller?
DA, what's going on, pimp? How was your weekend?
Man, it was busy, man. Busy, man. I was at Anime Matsuri out there in Houston, Texas. Houston has some crazy weather, man. It was pretty much muggy and raining the entire time I was there, man. I know Texas is going through it right now with some flash flooding and everything. And yeah, not to say that Houston got flash flooded, because it didn't, but now I can see it's like, yeah, it was just pretty much nonstop. Rain. You know, I think we got like maybe about 2 or 3 hours of a reprieve the entire weekend. But yeah, it was coming down pretty good out there in Houston. But I had a great time, man, hanging out at the George R. Brown Convention Center with Anime Matsuri. That's like a second home away from home now, because me and my kids, this is like our 3rd or 4th time going out there. And we've been running a panel for 3 years straight. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I'm glad I got to hang out with some of y'all out there in Houston. It was a blast. Appreciate that. And then lastly, let's bring on Rockefeller Plaza.
I'm already here.
Rockefeller Plaza's already here, man.
No, that's Cyfax.
How's it going, man?
Jet lag, y'all. Jet lag. Yo, Cyfax, how was your weekend, bro?
Yo. Pretty good, man. Just been chilling, trying to stay out of this heat. I mean, it definitely wasn't raining out here, that's for sure.
Well, what's crazy is when I came back in, man, it's like overcast and cloudy out there at LAX. When I rolled in tonight, it was like, oh shit, I came out of like one storm and it looks like into another storm. Because it was pretty overcast out there at LAX when I got back. Now, I don't know what it was like the rest of the week from Thursday through Saturday, but today it's pretty cloudy.
It was starting out pretty muggy in the mornings, but then that heat just comes by and just fucking it just destroys anything. It just gets hot as hell out here, man. It's been crazy.
Well, you in the valley, so that's like a whole different like, ball of wax.
It's a little different.
We had open flooding over here in North Carolina too. Everything they're going through in Texas, we're having the exact same North Carolina. They just don't hear about it as much. So shout out to everybody in Texas going through the flooding, man. It's horrible out there. You know, I had over here in North Carolina too. I'm right outside of Durham, Chapel Hill area. It's fucked up right now. So
yeah. Weird weather going on all over the country, man. Look, everybody stay safe. Hopefully, folks is good. Hey, let's go ahead and get into what we came to talk about. No comment of the week. All right, because I came home, I had to rush, put this thing together like super quick. So I didn't have enough time to throw together a comment of the week. But it was probably going to have something to do with this topic, which is our first topic of the night. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a box office hit. Superman opening to $123 million. But is it, though? Is $123 million a box office hit for Superman?
Is this factoring in the Prime Day early fucking shit that we were talking about? Like the Tuesday early viewing shit?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe all of the numbers, everything that they had.
That was only one showing. I mean, it was multiple theaters with one showing in it, but I mean, it's not like it opened a full couple days early. It's just one showing.
That was for Tuesday, right? But then they opened it Wednesday, which normally be a Thursday showing, which when I went to see it, but a lot of people thought
Wednesday. I didn't see any Wednesday showings.
There wasn't any Wednesday?
Yeah, no, it was only Tuesday, and I think they made like a grand total of $2 million, like all over the country. So it wasn't like they made a ton of money, but it does include those Tuesday Amazon screenings. So yeah, $123 million. Everybody's patting themselves on the back and shaking hands and saying they did it. They beat Man of Steel, right? Because that's what the whole goal was, apparently, to beat Man of Steel. We had to beat Man of Steel. Not we had to have a good opening in and of itself for us, but we had to beat a 12-year-old movie. Well, in actuality, they didn't. Now, they quote this $123 million, and then we'll see things like this, all right? Superman beats Man of Steel to land biggest opening weekend for a solo Superman movie ever. Now, we got to slow down and we got to look at everything that's happening, all right? The biggest opening weekend for a Superman solo movie. Listen, not to take away from whatever you think Superman did, but Man of Steel had the bigger opening, okay? And they try to claim, Man of Steel's opening was only $116 million in 2013, okay? So that's what they're saying. It's the biggest opening for a solo movie because it beat Man of Steel's $116 million in 2023. Well, I've been going back and forth with folks online, also a couple of people in real life and in person and saying you got to look at everything. You can't just look at whatever Box Office Mojo and all these other places post up. All right. So if you go to Box Office Mojo, this is what Box Office Mojo. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Superman. Okay. It says it did 217 worldwide, $122 million domestically. All right. But let's look at Man of Steel real quick. All right. So Man of Steel, we share this. This is Man of Steel back in 2013, $116 million. That's what it quotes. This is on Box Office Mojo. So they say, what are you talking about, DA? Well, if you scroll down and you look at the daily numbers, they did not include this Thursday, this very first Thursday. It wasn't included. All right. This Thursday is a part of the mix. All right. This is a part of it. $12 million it made on the Thursday. They're only counting these 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's why you see after the third day, which is Friday, it has $128 million. That's the true opening for Man of Steel. All right. And if you need any further proof of that, Forbes called it out way back when in 2013. Man of Steel soars to a $128 million debut. This was back in June of 2013. So I think a lot of people are just trying to rush because they're looking at the simple number and they're not digging any deeper than that. They're saying, oh, it beat Man of Steel. Perfect. Let's post that. Let's put a headline. Let's talk about it. And it's like, whoa, time out. All right. They're not even factoring in inflation because that's the major factor that you also got to consider. What about inflation? Are y'all even thinking about inflation? This is a movie back 12 years ago. Ticket prices was way lower than they were now.
I'd be willing to bet that just by looking at the numbers you showed for Man of Steel, they kept going up by day because word of mouth. This is a good movie. You need to see this. I wouldn't be surprised these numbers go down day by day. Had a really good opening start and go down. Superman had a decent start and went up because of word of mouth. I wouldn't be surprised if in the long run, Man of Steel does way better because of how it was an actually good film. I'd like to see
Man of Steel might end up doing better. The other thing though is I don't remember what other movies were out when Man of Steel dropped, but Superman 2025 right now is going up against freaking Jurassic Park still though. So there's like two big movies that are out right now. I don't know if Man of Steel had to compete against anything because usually they drop a big movie and it has time to breathe. It has a couple weeks before something else, but I mean, it still probably does better, especially once you adjust for inflation. You know, you could put another almost 10 million.
Let's look at it. Let's look at it. June 4, 2013, Man of Steel. So here's what Man of Steel was dealing with. This is the end. Now You See Me, the first one, The Purge. All right. Fast and Furious, I guess, was still in theaters at that time. Star Trek Into Darkness. Iron Man 3. Although I think that probably came out like in May. I think this was a June release.
Most Marvel stuff drops in May. Like the big movies drop in May. Yeah,
right.
It
didn't have a heavy amount of competition. You know, you can see like the top movies that was competing against it. Yeah, it's on the down end, and I think this was probably like getting close to Father's Day weekend if it was not already Father's Day weekend. So yeah, I mean, it had a lot going for it, and it wasn't going up against tough movies like Jurassic World and F1, and then you got Fantastic Four coming up. So Man of Steel had a mostly empty slate that it was going up against. So that is definitely something to consider. But yeah, so listen, this $128 million debut that Man of Steel did, it also came at a different time where superhero movies were looked at in a little bit better light. All right. You know, we just got off of 2012 was Avengers and The Dark Knight Rises. Okay. Comic book movies was in a much different place back in 2013. You know, the goodwill, I would say, the goodwill for comic book movies was in a pretty solid spot. Hold on a second, guys. Keep talking. I'll be right back with you.
Go for it, man.
This article is more than 10 years old.
Damn, yeah, that's an old ass article. But yeah, with the Jurassic World being out and everything, I mean, I guess it's still doing okay. I'm actually curious what Jurassic World did this weekend, simply because I saw that they kind of took out all the IMAX and Dolby theaters for it because of Superman, which is another reason that Superman's going to have slightly better numbers, is because they have all the big theaters. I mean, it's like $6 more a ticket to go and see it in IMAX or Dolby, whatever. But they took all the big spots, so I could see that it's going to do a little bit better than Jurassic World, but I'm curious what Jurassic World did this weekend.
I'm curious.
Yeah, we're gonna check out
if it starts big and falls off, because the word of mouth I've heard about Superman, and everybody talking about how it's mid. I wouldn't be surprised if like the numbers we saw for Man of Steel, they increased day by day. Go back and we'll look at them. They increased every day. First it's like 44, then it was like 90, then it was like 100, and then it was 150. It's like every day it's keep going more and more. I'm like, you watch it sync with this one, and you can see the difference. I've never heard anybody. I've called these numbers out, 4 days ago, Sci-Fact Media. These numbers are bullshit. I've never heard one person say it's more than a 7. So how the fuck we come up with 83 for the certified fresh and 93 for the audience?
I mean,
when you're say it's a 7.
When I've been on like Instagram and stuff like that, there's a lot of people that really do like the movie, though. I mean, I mean, we watch a lot of people on our sphere, our side of the internet. So a lot of people probably, it's not that they have the same opinions, but it's a lot of people kind of judge comic book movies the same over here, and it's a little bit harsher over here. But there's a lot of people that do like this movie, even if a lot of us don't.
Yeah, I mean, 83% on Rotten Tomato means the critics and the shills are loving it, but the 93%, the audience score, has pretty much remained consistent. All right, if you look at this audience score, 93% for the verified, all audiences 90. So it seems like a lot of people are actually enjoying this. Those that have gone out and put their scores up anyway. It seems like people are liking it. Listen, I gave my score. I said it's a very mid movie. It's at the high end of mid. All right. I give mid like a range between like 4 and 6. This is up in the 6s. It's like, it's not a terrible movie. I don't hate the movie by any stretch of the imagination. And look, let me say this to everybody. 2 things can be true at once. All right. You can say that, hey, this movie is not that good, but then still acknowledge that if it's doing well in the box office, or if it's doing well on the critical ratings or the audience scores, you can admit that, hey, I don't like the movie, but I'm still going to, speak about the objective facts of the movie, and objectively the movie is doing well with audiences, even though I don't think it's doing well. You get a lot of people going back and forth. Oh, this is not, like, bruh, I'm just calling it like I see it. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm not trying to like say something is bad and doing terribly when it's not. Then I lose credibility and I sound like a fucking tool. Like I sound like an idiot if I'm not speaking truth. All right. So yeah, it looks like the movie is doing mostly well with audiences. People seem to like it, even if I don't. People seem. What did you guys think? We didn't really talk about it with you, Rockefeller, because you hadn't seen it yet, obviously. What was your opinion of the movie?
So I gave my first certified Rotten Tomato score yesterday, and I gave it a 3.5 because I think it's really a 6.5. I gave Ironheart an honest review of 5.5. It's mid as fuck. It's just barely above mid to where I would not even watch it again. And I always factor in rewatchability into it. When I watch this again, if it comes on,
be right back. Be right back, guys. Keep talking.
I'm not going to go out of my way to rewatch this. If it comes on in the background, oh, there it is. Huh, cool. I'm not going to go out of my way to rewatch this. Then I'm like, well, let's give it a decent rating, Rock. I'm like, is it a 7? No, it's not a 7. I couldn't do 6.5. I could do half stars. That would have been 6. I'm like, well, it's not really a 6. I don't want to go that low. It's not a shit fucking movie, in my opinion. But it's not. When I was like, is it a 7 out of 10? Then I started doing all like the Superman movies. I was like, well, if this is like a 9 out of a 10. This is like an 8. This is like a 7.5. This isn't close to that. I can't give this a fucking straight 7. So I was like, this is a 6.5 to me, straight up. I gave it an honest fucking 6.5.
Yeah, I didn't mind my time watching it. Like while I was watching it, I was like, I was enjoying most of it, but until you sit there and you start talking about it and really breaking down what's going on in the movie, and you start really thinking about it, and it's like the movie isn't all that good. And it's not something I'm going to go and catch again at the theater, like on purpose. Like you were saying, if it comes on TV or something, I'll be like, all right, maybe I'll catch it again. It's been a minute, in a couple months, whenever it finally drops or whatever. I might give it another shot then. But yeah, it's not something I'm looking forward to go see again. It's not like, Endgame or Infinity War, where I actively went to the theater like 3 or 4 times. Because I was like, I got to see it in the theater. I got to see it on the big screen because it's just that good. I want to see it as many times as I can in this setting. Superman, I don't feel that way. There's just not enough in it. there's a couple scenes that I liked. There's a couple characters that I liked, and that it's just not enough for me to be like, yeah, let's go and spend more time and go catch it again.
And being a DC film, like the next thing in line is to start ranking them and seeing how they fare up against other ones. Hold My DualShock did that in their stream earlier, and I was asking Andy, like Andy was like posing to the audience, what is this comparable to? Is this better? Is this better? The chat couldn't come up with one movie. I said, The Flash, Andy, and he was like, no, I think Flash is better than this. We couldn't. I mean, Suicide Squad. I think Katie said it's like Suicide Squad is fucking worse than this, but I was like, I like this. Not James Gunn, the Suicide Squad. That's definitely better than this. I would even go out of my way to say Jared Leto's Suicide Squad, David Ayer.
David Ayer. Yeah, the Ayer.
Fucking better than this. I mean, it's a movie.
I don't know about that, because that's another one that I never went back to watch. I mean, I would definitely rewatch Superman over the first Suicide Squad, but I liked the James Gunn Suicide Squad probably better. But it also helped that it had a bunch of characters that it's not that I don't care about those characters, but it's I don't care about them as much as like Superman. So if you're gonna mess up a character that I don't care about, I don't really care. You know, but if you're going to mess up Superman, I'm going to be a little bit more harsher on it. I'm going to be like, dude, why are you messing with a character that people actually give a shit about? You know?
And so like the Suicide Squad, we didn't know them. So we fucked them up, whatever. What I was curious, and he did a good job with them. What I was curious to see is how he would do, like you just said, with an established character, how we know who they are. And then is he going to tie this shit together with that film that he did the first one? The established character, he still hasn't figured out how to pen Superman. And he definitely didn't tie this in with the fucking first film. There is not one reference besides Rick Flag's dad, Senior, being in it. He didn't even reference his son. There's not one fucking reference to the Suicide Squad film. And I'm like, that's a big.
Well, there's Peacemaker. Peacemaker's in there, but he's there for one clip. Like,
I mean, literally on the TV talking about like, what do you say that Superman's like a fucking another thing, you know, like some conspiracy theory about fucking Superman. I was just like.
Yeah, okay, he was talking shit. Yeah.
Okay, let's utilize that. Why doesn't Frank Grillo mention something about fucking him? Like being like, you know, if I catch that damn Peacemaker, he's the next one on my list. Just some kind of nod to it, or know that you know what, he knows that he killed his fucking son and that this universe is connected. And there was no thought in writing that. James Gunn, it's a single movie. It's not like a connected movie.
Yeah, there's little clips with him, and even like the couple scenes with Frank Grillo's character. It's like he doesn't really need to be there. It's just there to show that he is in that universe. That's the only reason he's even in those scenes. Because his character doesn't really do anything. Anything to do with the government kind of doesn't actually affect the movie at all for the most part. Like there's a couple scenes with Lex talking about it. But the war and stuff that's happening is between two other countries. So it has nothing to do with the US other than Superman stepped in and he's basically an American citizen, even though he goes in and says like, oh, I'm doing it for my own interests. He's like, I'm just there representing me. But it's like, yeah, if you're an American citizen, though, it's going to look like the US is stepping in. The US is sending metahumans out to fuck with wars. You know, that was some of the conflict in the movie, you know, sort of. But it didn't really matter, you know. It didn't have much to do with anything that they were giving us in the movie for the most part. It was just kind of there. I don't know. It's definitely one of those movies. Like the more that I think about it, the less I like it. Like, the more every time I've been talking about it. Like yesterday when we streamed for what was it, like 4 hours. By the end of it, I was like, man, I kind of really don't care for that movie.
I don't want to keep bashing it. And I've been thinking about stuff like, is there something I can like say I liked out of this film? And you know, like all these streams I'm watching, I did like Crypto the dog, man. I like the end part where the fucking the bots were like flying around and they were like, and he realized he's like, oh, you're using the cameras to use, like Ultraman was like a kind of like a video game, right? He was my video game character that I was fucking my NPC. But to utilize that, I had to have some kind of like little like cameras to know where everybody was. And when Superman realized that, I liked the part where he said, Crypto, get the toy. And he's like, okay. And
that's the thing though. Superman does 0 things on his own in this movie. He always either needs the dog or he needs help from the other superheroes. He does 0 things on his own throughout the whole movie.
I was just looking for something that I like sci-fi. I'm like, what's one thing I actually enjoyed in this movie that, like, I was like, that part was cool. And I've heard a lot of people joning on crypto. I'm like, man, leave crypto alone, damn it.
Did you think that Superman's did you think that James Gunn's characterization of Superman was what's the word I'm looking for? Like, was he trying to play around, like make fun of him? Was he trying to like humiliate him? Like, what do you think the reason for James Gunn not making Superman as super was? What reason could that be?
I was thinking like to depower him.
Maybe just to even him out with other superheroes, because if he's just the shit the whole time, because like that is one thing they did with the Justice League movies and everything, is when Superman would show up, he was just overpowered as fuck. Like, he was fighting off the rest of the Justice League. They couldn't even touch him, and it's like
even the Lantern
that unbalances him. So it's making him a little bit more believable when he's fighting other beings or whatever, but they should have at least made him a little bit stronger. He was just getting his ass kicked the whole movie. Like,
when Guy Gardner shows up, and he goes, Superman doesn't show up, you got the upgrade instead. I kind of like that, because he comes in cocky thinking he's stronger than the Kryptonian, not realizing that the fucking Green Lantern Corps couldn't take down the Kryptonian, even if they all fucking put their lanterns on him and try to hold him down. Eventually he'd break the fucking lanterns in the right atmosphere, in the yellow sun. They had to depower him, because if he took the power level that he is in Injustice, the game I play, there's no stopping him. So I think this is James Gunn's way of just trying to make him more grounded and able to take on. That's why the first thing we see is him actually damaged. He's like, "Oh, this Superman's actually bleeding."
I felt like that was a bad move on James Gunn's part to start the movie like that. They should have showed Superman being super, like show him being the man, show him handling business for the first 5 minutes even. All right. Show him doing what Superman do. And then afterwards, you could show him, all right, now he's got his first L. He's taking lumps. He's having a rough time of it. Right. Sean O'Rourke puts a point. James Gunn can't write for single characters. Like, he needs teams. All right. He needs a lot of teams. He needs multiple heroes, trying to take on a single villain, or, a squad, or Guardians. He needs a lot of people. He can't just do a single movie. And it seems like that's maybe the weakness of James Gunn, which is why he probably needed to focus on one hero at one time and not try to go into multiple heroes and discuss it, like, hey, we got to have Mr. Terrific, and we got to have Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, and then we got to have Hawk Girl, who was a terrible
I'm gonna
character.
check back in with y'all in a little bit, all right?
You got it, G.
That's why I'm not on right now.
Come through when you're ready.
Happy birthday here.
Come through when you're ready to talk Superman.
I love y'all.
All right, cool. Yeah, so like, that's the whole thing.
You didn't like the Hawk Girl screech?
Hell nah, man. That was terrible, man. That was absolute shit.
Oh yeah, that was awful. Every single time. Yeah,
I was just like,
oh man, that harpy screech. Jesus Christ, dude.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But James Gunn apparently thought he did the job. And now he's reacting to the opening weekend. James Gunn and David Zaslav react to the Superman opening weekend. This is on Cosmic Book News. So basically, James Gunn came out and, he was happy. All right. He said here, well, hold on. Roll that back up. Okay. I'm incredibly grateful for your enthusiasm and kind words over these past few days. Sorry. We had a lot of super and Superman over the years, and I'm happy to have made a movie that focuses on the man part of the equation. A kind person always looking out for those in need, Gunn wrote on Threads. He continued that resonates so powerfully with so many people across the world, is in itself a hopeful testament to the kindness and quality of human beings. Thank you. Bro, just write a Superman movie. I get it. You want to make the movie about the man, but can we have some super in there too? Like, this is supposed to be Superman. Not man, Superman. So make him a Superman, and
Superman,
fine. Give him.
I mean, we don't even get Superman at 100%. Superman's never at 100% throughout the whole movie. Like, he starts off getting his ass kicked at the beginning. Then when they power him up, they're like, "Yo, you're only at 83%." So he's never at 100% in the whole movie. Like, you never get a scene of him. The closest thing you get is when he does that dive bomb with Bizarro and fucking the engineer or whatever. That's the only time that he's kind of doing anything on his own that shows his power compared to other people. Like that's it. And that's the only scene in the whole movie he does that. Like,
I want more Superman. I go to Superman to see Superman, not see man. Okay, that's just me. All right, but it seems like he feels like he wrote a movie that connected with a lot of people. Hey, look, the box office to me, it started out really good. That Friday total, $56 million, I think it was, or 56 million, whatever it was. Man, that's strong. That's a strong opening. But then to finish it up with like, all right, then we kind of limped to through Saturday and Sunday, and we finished with like 122 million. I don't know, James Gunn. It seems like a lot of people were feeling it at first. And listen, maybe it has minuscule drops over the next couple of weeks. It's going to need it. All right. It's going to need some very, very, very small drops, 40% in the 40% range. All right. It's going to need some small drops for the next couple of weeks in order to sustain and get its money back. That's the only way that this movie is going to make it. Otherwise, it's about to lose its ass. Because from a box office perspective, when you're talking about the international numbers, $95 million. That's like, whoa. It seems like the international audience is not feeling whatever James Gunn is putting down. They wasn't liking it.
Yeah, usually international is a lot higher than domestic. But I mean, I understand it, coming out right after 4th of July. Like a lot of Americans want to see an American superhero. So that kind of makes sense. But usually international is way higher than domestic, even with stuff like that that's going on. So that's definitely pretty weak for an international debut.
Well, it might have to do with again, everybody's saying this isn't woke, and I agree, it's not woke, but it's very fucking political with the wars. Like everything. Is this supposed to be? I've heard. I'm not gonna say any one of them, but is this supposed to be this country? Is this supposed to be that country? Is this supposed to be that country?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's supposed to be all three of them, and this one's supposed to be all three. Yes, it's supposed to be political as shit. So, and if it looks like that, and you're thinking of it, Hollywood wanted you to think that, and it's like
facts.
So that's outside of America. Some people might look down on that and be like, I don't want to see that shit.
What's going to be put to the test? All right, when you see this worldwide number, this is what's going to be put to the test. These scores. Because if these scores, remember, Guardians 3 started out kind of low. Didn't really start off with strong numbers, but it sustained itself. It had long legs. Guardians 3 went all the way up to about 850 million. With long legs, strong word of mouth. Everybody was like, oh, yeah. Go watch it. It's really, really good. So will this do exactly what Guardians 3 did? Who knows? But you're going to need some long legs, James Gunn. All right, you're going to need some long legs. Hey, let's bring to the stage another group. Katie and Andy, my dual shocks. What's up, y'all? How's it going?
How's it going, friends?
What's up?
Hey, thanks for making it. Appreciate y'all being here. Okay, let's get your interpretation or your opinion on Superman by James Gunn. What did y'all think?
You go ahead, Katie. You go ahead.
This is like the fifth time today we've talked about it.
Yep, it's the fifth time.
By the way, I'll never get tired of talking about it because I spent 2 years defending my points on it, and all of them have come true. But go ahead.
It's not a good movie. If going based off of it just being an ensemble like superhero movie, it's entertaining. I will say it was entertaining while we were in the theaters. It's just not a good movie. But if I go based on the fact that I was going to see Superman, it's an even worse movie.
Yeah, I thought it was entertaining in the way that Minecraft was entertaining. If you just let it wash over you, but its surface is like an inch deep and a mile wide.
So yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, and then I've heard what you said. I don't think this is the start you need for the DCU. There should have been.
It should have been way stronger.
I think it should have been a way stronger film.
Yep.
I think James Gunn was heavily focused on world building, throwing everybody into this world. Okay, but. Give us a Superman movie that people are excited about. Just a simple Superman movie that people want to go back and watch multiple times. It's like, I just want to watch Superman do his thing. I'll get into the universe if the universe looks interesting, but the main thing is to make me care about this Superman leading the DCU. That was the main thing that he needed to do. I like David Cornsweet. I think he's fine, but I don't like the movie he was in. I wish he had a better movie,
Yeah.
Well, and that's the sad thing. Most of these actors are really good actors, and I like the characters that they were cast as, but none of them hold up in the film because of the script they were given.
Yeah, and that article came out that James Gunn was like, and he was just being like, there's this rapport between he and Cornsweat where he just tell him shut the fuck up, right? I kind of want to know what he was asking. That was too many questions because it feels like with the marketing and stuff that maybe I'm everybody I know who even says they like this film, that you ask them, oh, do you want James Gunn to helm another DCU film? They're like, hell no.
Exactly.
Hell no. So James Gunn was the problem, which was my point when we first started the channel. It's like, dude, I like James Gunn. He is so wrong for Superman, and the blinders of not being able to see that. I think he ousted himself that he is a one-note director, that he can't help himself.
Yeah, I think James Gunn probably would do well with like Teen Titans. Like
they're good, great. But like when Superman has a 360 TV spin at the end and is playing some stupid punk rock song and it's going so fast, I was like, this is just a James Gunn thing that it doesn't matter what character's in that fucking seat. It doesn't matter. It's just he knows he's a one trick pony, you know. And his music choices for this movie sucked. Of all the movies,
there's a bunch of terrible songs. Yeah,
horrible music choices.
He's like a DJ who's getting to the bottom of his set list, and you're like, these aren't all bangers anymore, dude. Like, what happened to those Guardian songs? What the fuck? Like, what are you listening to? And it's getting more and more niche. And he's like, hey, everybody loves my music. He's like,
no, we don't.
Not really. Yeah, so I think James Gunn probably took on the Superman in the director's chair. I think he directed this because he felt like it's on me. You know, it's on me to get this thing started off the right way. I have to make sure that my vision for the DCU is imprinted in the first film. But I think somebody else needed to direct this movie big time. All right. If somebody else directs this movie, this might, even with James Gunn's script, you know, because another director would have said, we're going to go a little bit easier on these jokes. You know, we'll cut a couple of these jokes out and some of these scenes, you know, especially the last one where Superman is talking about being human. You know, that last moment where he's talking about, and that's what makes me human, and that's my superpower or whatever. And then cue Crypto, and here's Crypto coming in to beat up Lex Luthor and throw him around, and it's this big joke scene.
To do the Hulk scene. They basically did the Hulk Loki
scene.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that Lex Luthor is the worst video gamer ever. For him to think that he's going to be able to beat up Superman because he studied him for 3 years by going A1, A1, A1. I played fucking Elden Ring for 4 years now. If you're going to spam R1 and beat it, you're not. Get your ass together, Lex. You're the worst fucking video game player I've ever fucking seen. That's for sure.
And you just have to. I know T said it on y'all's stream the other day. He's like, you have to give this film so many allowances, and so you're told this crazy comic accurate thing on one hand, but then you're told it doesn't need homework. But then the defense for it is, well, if you've read this specific comic, it's in. And I'm like, that's not how this works. I think the job of adapting. I think it's about finding that balance, and there's no balance in this film. It is. I found this. I like it. Just swallow it.
Okay, and no continuity from Suicide Squad. There's no.
I had to step away for a little bit, so we will be talking some spoilers, not heavy spoilers, but I have some questions for you guys. So if you didn't see the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, I don't know, y'all might have already spoiled it because I had to step away for a spell, but I want to ask some spoilery questions right now to you guys to see how you feel about where things are headed. First off, Jor-El.
Oh, man.
What do you want to know?
I don't understand why would you go in that direction with them. And number one, you didn't have to even do that as a plot moment, anything in the plot. It doesn't need to be in the movie, number one. But then number two, you leave that in there? Like you don't correct that? You don't clean that up? What the hell is going on, James Gunn? Because that now makes Jor-El pretty much, you know, Omni-Man or some shit like that, like a bad guy pretty much.
Completely ruins
it. Does,
it ruins his parents. 100%.
Marlon Brando wasn't even that fucking bad, and we know what he's like in real life. So I mean, for them to be betraying fucking Jor-El this way, and as Bradley Cooper, I was like,
and
then who else had to look up the word harem? I'd look up harem because I know what the fuck harem
to leave it in there or whatever, you know, and maybe not like try to fix it, because I mean they reiterated a bunch of times throughout the movie. They're like, no, that message is legit. They have multiple people confirm it, and it's like
definitely
that's a dumb fucking message. Is what it was.
Well, I like the way that they said they verified it was linguistics from all over the world, because everybody can interpret something differently, and if you get everybody from all over the world saying, no, this is legit, it's going in this direction, what they're saying, I'm like, yeah, I guess, you know,
that was another weird thing about the movie was the time frame in the movie, because it's like, how long did it take you
really.
a freaking alien language.
You guys,
what the hell?
Oh shit, Superman.
So,
it's like you did it in a couple hours. What the fuck?
Hide your girl,
no,
Superman's
so here's my point with it. And listen, some people think that it's a fake out. Like, it's not real. You know, we're gonna clean that up in another movie. You know, it'll be reversed. You don't let that sit for a movie. Okay, you don't let that sit. You clean that up in a post-credit scene at the very worst. All right, but at some point in time in the story of that film, you got to clean that up. You can't just let that sit there. And now everybody's like, well, shit, man, Superman's parents back on Krypton were some straight assholes. They told him to go and subjugate the planet.
Yeah, and DA,
Mama Duke's liberal.
Storytelling perspective, they painted themselves into a corner. Like, you'll know. You can't have his whole character be hinged on this revelation that his parents are not who he thought he was. And what does he do? Does he fight saying, I know deep down that they wouldn't do that? No, he accepts it. He barely holds resistance. Everybody, the entire world is saying that this is true. One, we don't sit there and say, oh, well, maybe they'll retcon it later, because you'll never know. Like, if they change in the second one, it could just be from the pushback. But what will that do retroactively to the arc in this, the very barely exists arc of Superman? You have a Superman who didn't know enough about his family to say that doesn't sound like them, and just accepted it. And he chose humanity.
Supergirl would have. Supergirl is supposed to actually know the parents, in most stories.
He didn't ask her. He didn't care enough to say, hey, Kara, were my parents assholes? Like, no. Like, it's...
she to the point, she just got back from wherever she was partying on a red sun planet so she could get drunk or whatever. So she just made it back. So maybe he asked her after this moment,
But shouldn't it still be in the movie then? That's
what you're saying.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be immediate, but isn't that something that you think? And at best, it's cheap. At worst, it's a huge deviation. I don't know.
I think the robot. The damn message.
Well, I just want to say that there are some folks that are basically saying, look, it's an obvious fake. Once Lex Luthor was exposed as a liar, that he lied about the whole situation with him and Baravia, that whole incident. Once Lex Luthor is exposed, pretty much everything that he said was negated. Everything that he came out with, all the information that he came out with, it's immediately negated. And I'm like, okay, I can buy that, but I still think you need to say that in the movie. I still think you need to say 2 lines of dialogue. Everything that Lex Luthor, including the information about Superman's Kryptonian parents, is completely fake or false or whatever. But, and again, I can understand saying that, once Lex Luthor's exposed as a liar, then you just throw everything out. I can agree with that. I can rock with that a little bit, but I still think you need to explain that with a simple line of dialogue, just so that, okay, we cleared that up. Good.
But so I agree only if they didn't then have Mr. Terrific also validate that it was correct, that the message was true, that he then said that they had a bunch of people who checked to make sure that it's authentication.
And he vouched for them. And he said that these people don't get that wrong,
So you don't have it doubled down consistently by other characters, especially when you try to set up that Mr. Terrific's the smartest person on this world.
And it's a Chekhov's gun. You don't start with having it, have the, you know what I'm talking about, with having it be scrambled to start with. You don't do that.
When Jor-El tells him, the women of Earth, they're dumb, they're simple-minded. Maybe he meant on Krypton, dumb means very intelligent, and simple-minded means beautiful.
Gotcha.
We don't know.
Knock it off. Knock it off.
I'm not doing it.
Knock it off, bro. Katie brings up an interesting point, because there was an argument going back and forth with Script Doctor and the Angry Badger about this very topic. And Script Doctor basically is saying, look, I think I threw this in. Lex Luthor is smart. All right. Everybody say, Mr. Terrific's the smartest man on the planet. Nah, it ain't. It's Lex Luthor. All right. Lex Luthor is the smartest being, human at that, in DC. All right. I think he's like 8th or 9th level intellect, short of like Brainiac and some of the folks in his sphere. So is it possible that Luthor could come up with a way to fool even the biggest geniuses on the planet to make them all believe that this was an authentic, translation? Yeah, sure. All right. That's Lex Luthor. That's what Lex Luthor does. And that's, again, the reason why I feel like you got to explain that in the context of the script. You can't just linger that out and let that hang out for a couple of more movies until you finally clean it up. And maybe they'll clean it up in Supergirl. You know,
So-
Supergirl is the next movie, so maybe they clean that up. Go ahead, Katie. Go ahead.
My only pushback, because this is what we've done for every other film. You
Yes.
can only argue what is in the film. So instead of
I
trying
agree.
to make up all these extra excuses of like what everyone else thinks or might think or what's going to happen in the future, this is what's in the film. This is what
And I
I'm
don't-
given,
yeah.
and this is what I'm taking it as. And at the end of the film, they do nothing to take away from the fact that you're supposed to believe that's what his parents said. And not only that, Superman now believes it to the extent that he changes who he wants to watch at the very end.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, do you want to put your parents on because it suits you? Yes. And he watches the Kents. So at that point,
Yeah, if
it's
they-
true,
if
and we're
they-
moving on.
So how do they retcon that later or develop it? Because then all of a sudden Superman looks like he lacks conviction, and it doesn't put him in a very great light. Also, Mr. Terrific had said when he saw the portals, he's like, "Oh, this has got Luthor. It's like sloppy. It's got Luthor's fingerprints kind of all over it. You can tell because that's what Luthor does. It's fast and loose and kind of trash."
Yep.
You can't keep seeding those things and expect the audience to headcanon an excuse, because then you are. And I like these people, but that's fan fiction, my guy. And people can make some great fan fiction, but there's nothing in. And by the way, narratively, like Katie was saying, the point of this is it's very clear that they want Superman to choose humanity because his big speech is about being human. It makes no sense if we find out that choice was false, because it turns out Kryptonians are pretty cool too, you know?
I like that point. Yeah. Yeah. Dr. Sean says they left it ambiguous so you guys will talk about it. It's obvious. Yeah, I think that might have been also a move that James Gunn wanted people to have this talking point, that he wanted
But it's
people to
not
talk
left
about
ambiguous.
this.
But it's
Yeah,
not left
it's actually
ambiguous.
not ambiguous.
Well,
It's
it's
one
left
thing.
ambiguous in the sense that because Lex Luthor is disavowed, so now everybody can say, "Oh, okay, maybe everybody." They should have. I completely agree. They should have fixed it in the movie. All right, I was waiting for them to fix that. You got to fix that in the movie, but they didn't. And now that they haven't done it, now people are left to question it. Did Superman really believe that? Is
The
he
court
really
of public
believing that his
opinion
parents
changes
are
very fast
genocidal
in this
or
fucking movie.
not genocidal, but like, does Superman really believe that about his parents? I guess that's the question. Does he
Why
really
can't
believe it?
Superman just edit the video and cut the
No.
part out that he thinks is like edited and keep watching?
Oh, no,
his
because
parents
if he
and
really
only
believes that
knows-
his parents
only see
said that,
part,
yeah.
and then
Because if
incorporate
you-
his new parents. The court of public opinion in this fucking movie changes like that. Oh, Lex Luthor, the guy we loved and thought was saving, now we hate him. Oh, Superman, the guy we've been loving for 3 years, we saw one video, now we fucking hate him. Now my parents been shown a bad light, now I fucking hate them. The court of public opinion just switches like that in this movie nonstop. I'm like, there's no like build up to like, maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. No, they're wrong, and we fucking hate them. Lex Luthor, you suck. I don't.
By the way, if they bail this out and Jor-El's not a piece of shit, it'll have the emotional impact of finding out Sean Connery is just around in Highlander 2. Like, it's just cool. Like, we really, it's that's the problem, is so much of this film is
Right.
built around Clark choosing to be human, that like you can't do. This is what we dealt with the Joker 2, by the way. A lot of people were pretending not to see things that were very clearly in the film because
Yeah.
it didn't mesh with what they wanted to be true. And I totally get that. But sometimes you have to understand that the Occam's razor here, how many times in this film did they tell you they went out of their way to over-announce things because they want to spoon-feed you stuff? Every time there's a building's crushed, somebody says, luckily it was evacuated. Every time there's a big battle, they say, luckily there are no casualties. If they wanted to have that happy ending, don't you think there was more than ample time for James Gunn to say, and he's been, Lex Luthor's been disavowed, and it turns out that he slandered and lied about
The message.
the message.
It's
all fake.
false.
But they didn't. They end it. The choice that James Gunn makes is a moment that is a nice moment of Clark watching his human parents. Not both. By the way, they could have done that. They could have just showed a mashup of the two, and that would have told you that, hey, the logical association at that point would be then the only reason he would like his Kryptonian parents again was if it was a lie.
But I will say, also-
Listen. Go ahead, Katie. Go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just saying the only people who are actually thinking about this are the people who know ahead of time that his parents have never been shown that way. For people coming into this not knowing about like the backstory of Superman, they're going to take that at face value and be like, oh, I guess his parents have always been a piece of shit. Like the only people who are questioning this because we know that's not what they should be portrayed as.
Yeah, there's this war of people want to maintain this narrative that James Gunn's a comic accurate director and he just did something that your brain cannot reconcile it. So we're trying to explain it. What if he just wanted to have his own interpretation? But we've spent a decade saying that you can't do that. And a lot of people invested that this wasn't going to be the case. I get it, but come on.
So if he changed it later, it seems like it's just a cop out. Like,
And
he
we'll never
realized
know, yeah.
so many people were pissed off that he changed it that he's like, okay, well, now I'll make it so it's not true anymore.
Yeah.
But that's after the fact.
Hey, listen, for me, I feel like James Gunn knew what he was doing. Now, I get a feeling he knew exactly what he was doing. Now, what is it that he was trying to accomplish? Was he trying to create a lot of division? Was he trying to create a conversation? I don't know. I don't know what James Gunn's plans are. I don't know why he would choose to do what he did, because it doesn't make sense to me. But maybe there's something in the DCU that is he's trying to set up down the line. Maybe something involving Supergirl. Maybe something involving another DC character. Okay, Krypton is not just. There's a lot going on Krypton, and there's a lot of ideas that come out of Krypton. Maybe once we run into Brainiac, maybe we'll see that. But James Gunn intentionally did this. This isn't a throwaway thing. He knew what he knew the consequences of what it is that he was doing when he wrote this. He knew what he had to know. So what is James Gunn up to? I guess that's my next question. I don't know.
No General Zod. I think that's their way of not having to utilize General Zod and getting to, because we've already seen General Zod twice in the movies. This way we can skip General Zod by using Jor-El as kind of like that bad Kryptonic figure and move right into, maybe that's why. The only reason I can see, and then we can get right to Doomsday or Darkseid and then Brainiac or something faster that we haven't seen theatrically yet. So,
I think it was an overcorrection from Man of Steel, because a lot of people felt that in Man of Steel, when he said, I found my people, it should have been like, oh, but we've heard a decade, guys, of people saying Superman's human. He's just like us, which, again, not true. But that's been the narrative. It felt like, hey, I'll give the people what they want, and I'll make it impossible for there to be any doubt that this Clark Kent only views himself as Superman. And by the way, that's confirmed, as a human, which is confirmed by the very real speech he gives and the choice to watch the Kents. There's so much evidence that, like you're saying, this is what James Gunn intended,
Yeah. All right. Let's hit some super chats and memberships before we move on. We got to talk about Supergirl next. Dragon Master Zero drops 5. Derek the DA membership. Shout out to you, Dragon Master. Thanks for building it up, man. Look, Dragon Master does the most. All right. He's been around for a long time. Him, Staccato, DDS, Draconis. I got your thing ready, and I see you got down. I got yours ready, Draconis. Just hang on, bro. It's coming. It's coming. Thank you very much, Dragon Master Zero. Everybody that's a member, give some love. Give some love to Dragon Master Zero. He has his own emoji. He earned it because he is a major supporter of my channel, and I appreciate him for that. We also got Donna Hergenrether for $9.99. Superman was not built for me. It was made for boys 12 to 30. Reeves is still my Superman. Best character was Mr. What's-His-Face. Mr. Terrific, I guess. 6 out of 10. Not great. Not bad. Have a great stream. Donna, thank you once again for being a loyal supporter. You are always doing the most for me, and I appreciate that. Thank you for the $9.99 and for the hearts and for the super chat. We love you. Appreciate that. We got Anime Mania 500 gave 1 Derek the DA membership. Shout out to you. Thank you very much. Dragon Master Zero comes back with another $2. Any possibility Superman will hit $1 billion?
No.
0.
Absolutely
There's
none.
no chance. None whatsoever. What's that? What'd you say, Rockefeller?
I said, Andy, do you know what's cooler than $1 million? Billion.
Apparently the coolest thing now is $500 million, Rockefeller.
$500 million.
That's the coolest of cool. You know what's cooler than cool?
Give me $500,000.
It's $500 million.
Why can't we get a whole billion? No,
we wouldn't want a whole billion all at once, Rockefeller. Come on, let's spread this out over 10 years. Come on, don't be selfish.
Shout out to Bootzilla dropping 5 Derek to DA memberships. Bootzilla. I'm trying to figure out how I can make an emoji, because Bootzilla is another one. Him and Draconis. They're next up for the emojis. I'm trying to think of a boot with a Godzilla in a mesh. I don't know how to do that, but I'm working on it. Bootzilla. Shout out to you, sir. Thank you for building the channel. Another 5 in Bootzilla's pack. Appreciate that, bruh. Sledge drops $4.99. Says, think of it like this. Superman is Omni-Man, invincible. Not in this movie, though. Yeah, but see, the problem is that Superman should be Superman.
Yep.
Like they're trying to like mix and mingle all of these random storylines. It's like, nah, Superman is Superman. Jor-El should not be saying that kind of stuff in a Superman movie. Jor-El is Jor-El. Superman is Superman. Let's not bring in the Viltrumites and try to, we got to subjugate the planet and propagate the species through all the Earth women and all this other crap.
General Zod is Omni-Man, not Superman. General Zod would be Omni-Man to correct that statement, because Superman again stands for different things, and Omni-Man is more like a soldier, a leader, stand out and willing to accept that role, portray the image that he thinks rise above people. Superman isn't that person. I know everybody's like Homelander, Omni-Man, Superman. They're not all the same. Everybody's different. Homelander is not the same person as him. And just like Bizarro, the same person as Superman. So
exactly. You saying something? Were you about to say something, Andy?
I was just saying this was supposed to be the hopeful Superman. We heard that for years. This was going to be hopeful, and like why? Like think about like Brando's message in the original, like about leading humanity. Even with Man of Steel, a hopeful message. Why would you have that by having one set of his parents be pieces of shit? Why would you not have it be the max hopeful of him just having two great sets of parents telling you, hey, you can be a beacon and you can lead people? And why would that not be the case?
You can save them all.
Yeah.
That's why I go back to James Gunn knew exactly what he was doing when he wrote this in there. So now the question is, what is James Gunn? Where are you going with this, James? All right, where are you going with this? Because this ain't Superman, so you better be going somewhere where if at this point, if he just writes it off in Supergirl and says, "Oh, Lex was lying," and that's it. Look, I'm gonna be pissed. All right, you better have a very interesting plot developing behind the scenes when it comes to this storyline that you threw it out there, James. All right, you could have just wrote Jor-El as he had always been written and just moved along. But you're the one that decided to put this bullshit in there. So you better have a very, very, very good reason for doing so. Because if you don't, I got a lot of questions about why the hell are they asking you to lead the DCU? If you're just throwing this shit out there and then you're going to retcon it in the next movie, like, all right, yo, you did it, James. You put it out there. You better be going somewhere with this shit. Mm-hmm. You better be going somewhere, because now you let it last for longer than a movie. If at the end of Superman, he reverses it and he cleans it up and it's like, okay, that was just a plot point for the movie. That was just something in the movie, and he cleans it up and all is well. All right. All's well that ends well. But if you're the one that let this linger for longer than a movie. So now I'm all right. You got to go somewhere with it now. Now you got to do something with this shit. What are you gonna do?
You should have put Linger in the soundtrack from the Cranberries. It would have been a fucking better soundtrack.
Yep. Thank you very much, Sledge, for the $4.99. Oh, wait, hold up. We got Emily Kruger, member for 6 months. What's up, Emily? Happy Sunday. It is a happy Sunday. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Member for 6 months. Love the memberships. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Draconis drops 5. Derek, the DA membership. Shout out to you, Draconis. Always doing it up again. You got an emoji coming up, so look forward to that. We got Staccato TDS dropping $9.99. Could Supergirl kick Captain Marvel's ass?
Kara Zor-El, yes, absolutely.
Not this one. These are the weakest Kryptonians you've ever seen. That's so not this one.
Nope.
Like OG Supergirl, surely, right?
Look, the Supergirl we saw in this movie, correct, I don't think it's kicking anybody's ass, because I'm like, this girl's gone wild. Supergirl is not getting it. I'm sorry, this shit ain't gonna work. We're about to get to it. All right, so hang tight, Staccato. We're gonna talk about Supergirl in this next one. He also says, how about Crypto versus Rocket? Could Crypto beat Rocket? Yeah. But I think Rocket could also probably talk down Crypto and tame him a little bit. Rocket's a smart dude, so he might be able to tame him. I don't know. What do you think?
I would think Rocket's probably smarter than Crypto in this universe.
Oh, absolutely.
Crypto looks like an idiot. So
yep.
It took a team to take down Rocket. It took the engineer and fucking Ultraman, a clone of Superman, to even tangle his ass, and then they had to mind trick fuck his ass. So no, not at all. Rocket get his ass fucking ate up in 2 seconds.
Crypto's too wild though, man. Like, this Crypto is just like a bad dog.
He's
not a well-trained dog. He's just a bad dog. He's
He's a good boy,
right? Nah, he's Supergirl's dog, and Supergirl is a drunk party girl. So it's like, this dog isn't trained. Rocket could figure out how to beat this Crypto. All right. How do I take this crypto down? He would figure that out. All right. I 100% believe that. Staccato. Thank you for the back-to-back $9.99
gets taken out
Staccato.
by Lex. Yeah. So
Right?
he would easily take him down. Yeah.
Yeah, Lex. Yeah, exactly. All right. And then finally, Sledge with another $1.99. I meant in strength. Should have clarified. Okay. You're talking about Omni-Man in strength. Yeah. I think I kind of agreed that to me, Superman should be stronger than Omni-Man, stronger than Homelander, stronger than all of these random characters that have come out after Superman, like the Superman version of those. So, yeah, I think Superman is stronger, but maybe not this particular Superman.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
This Superman is kind of a wuss. He's kind of weak. All right. He doesn't have the strength to stand up and do shit on his own.
They nerfed him pretty hard in this. Yeah.
Not his breath. His breath is so strong he can blow into a black hole where there's nothing and get exertion to push himself backwards and 3 people with him. He didn't have to touch anything with the breath, and it's so
He
fucking strong.
didn't use it to get the nanites out of his throat, dude. He blows his way out of a black hole, but he doesn't use it to get the nanites out of his throat.
I don't understand that shit at all. Yeah. Somebody mentioned that on another stream, and I was like, yeah, I didn't even think of that shit. Wow.
The more you think about this film, the more you like scratch your head like, what the fuck, James Gunn? Like, what the fuck?
But again, James Gunn is just making up shit as he goes. And he's just trying to build his universe and his vision. This is, again, why you should have another director step in. Because sometimes you're too close to it. The writer, he wrote the script. Now you need a director from the outside to kind of look at it and say, I don't know if this is going to work. All right. Spoilers are done. Thank you, everybody, for dropping super chats and memberships. Let's go ahead and thank the crew with or thank the folks out there with some love. Here we go. All right. Thank you very much. And of course, don't forget the super chatters. You guys are the best. Thank you very much, super chatters. I appreciate you guys. All right. Millie Alcock, T's favorite name. She showed up as Supergirl in this movie. We got her in her costume because remember, Supergirl has already been shot. It's already in the can. It's dropping next year in June of 2026. So that's the second movie of the DCU, James Gunn's brand new universe. We got some behind the scene photos of Millie Alcock in her Supergirl, I should say, outfit. Wait, it's supposed to be here. I guess this is the Instagram. Oh, it was removed. Maybe. Oh, hold on. Let me refresh. I just saw it. I literally just saw it. Wow, they just removed it. Okay, never mind. Well, I was going to show you that, but I guess I can't. Yeah. So Supergirl is coming up next. Okay, where you guys at with Supergirl? You saw Girls Gone Wild, Supergirl in the movie. At the end, she's coming in drunk off the red, like she went and I guess partied on a red sun planet so she could get drunk because she can't get drunk on the yellow sun planet. So she got to go and get drunk on a red sun planet. I thought that was kind of cheesy and dumb, but whatever. Is this how do y'all feel about the next movie coming up in the DCU? Anybody? I
don't got any faith in it, man. Like, and the explanation of her going to a red sun planet, like, does she have a spaceship then? Because if she goes to a red sun planet, she's not gonna be able to fly. And so it's like, how do you get back? Did you instantly teleport? Because if you come to the yellow sun, how are you still drunk then if you're out there next to the yellow sun? It's like you threw like dumb it's like you just threw in dumb logic and stuff for no reason, and it like doesn't make any sense. You just fucking said it, and it's like he even says it like, yeah, you can't get drunk here. It's like, then how is she drunk here? Like, because that doesn't make any sense.
Superman being able to tell his stupid robot so that you can understand why she's there drunk, because it's pointless. It makes no sense.
It was just a gag.
Well, I need to watch again because if she comes, she comes stumbling around the corner. If you hear her and like she's coming out of like one of those temporal portals,
She crashes through.
I'll give them that. That's what I thought. She crashed, right?
You see the rubble come in. She clearly flew through the. That is, there's no freaking. I've heard that cope as well.
I was wondering. I heard somebody say that. I was like, did that happen? Was there a portal? I don't remember. I thought I remember her stumbling around the corner, but I thought she fucking crashed in. Then she was like stumbling around the corner real quick, right? But first we saw the thing. Yeah. So I was like,
nope.
Yeah,
guys, you're not supposed to think too hard about this. She's right. She's just a drunk party girl, and she had. So they have
the only thing to think about. We only saw her for 5 seconds, so it's like that's all you gave us. So
I keep being told you're thinking about too much. Why does it matter? Like whenever you ask questions, people are like, "You're taking it too seriously." It doesn't fucking matter. It's just a stupid kids movie.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Why do you care?
Like, gotcha.
And the missed opportunity to ask about Zor-El and to like, here's your dog back. He's a POS, but you know what? And then it showed like he actually cared about him. They had a good bonding time. That's just like there was like it was just a big missed opportunity there. Just like, hey, I'm drunk.
It's not the right time to ask the drunk those important questions that would be immensely important to Superman. No.
Do you guys think this is the tone that people want for their hopeful DCU? Because I thought it was pretty cynical, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Oh, very cynical. But that's James Gunn. James Gunn's a cynical dude. That's his personality. That's who he is. Yeah. Look, I found it right here. So somebody else posted it up. I guess Instagram. This is the behind the scene, stuff that they had of Millie Alcock as Supergirl. How do you think? What do y'all think about the look? Does she look Supergirlish? Do you like her? As Supergirl,
that looks fine overall. Like I didn't mind what she looked like or whatever. It's just the logic of her being there. It's like why didn't she come back? Why didn't she help if she's around? There's other questions like why didn't she tell Superman about the parents and stuff like that? Or is she going to be a younger version of? I mean, obviously she's young, but. Is it going to have the same backstory as it normally does? Like, I don't know. It didn't really give us much to work with other than she's a drunk party girl. Like,
she's usually like older in like timeline, but younger genetically a lot of times. Like,
yeah, she's older. She's older in the sense that
chronologically,
right. Yeah. Like, exactly, chronologically. But in the timeline, the way that it plays out, she's actually younger than Superman. That's the way it is. I don't mind the look. I think she looks fine. I think it's like, all right, it's really going to come down to the story and the script. Why would you put Supergirl as your number 2 movie? Why wouldn't you go to Batman? Why wouldn't you go to Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, any member of the Justice League, Flash, like anybody else? Like, why are you going to Supergirl second? Does anybody have a good answer for this?
I have a conspiratorial answer.
Jason Momoa under contract.
Look, I love me some conspiracies. Let's hear it.
So we have been waiting to see when the Batman 2 is coming out. And we've said for a long time, bro, it feels like they're stonewalling it. They're just waiting to see if this DCU takes off. We went from being told this was $1 billion guarantee. We were told this was going to make $185 million opening weekend guaranteed.
Domestic.
This is the biggest I've ever seen anybody. This is the biggest marketing push I think I've ever seen in a film. Like ever. They went from absolute confidence that James Gunn was cooking that 500,000 people gave it a thumbs up on the most popular trailer of all time. Every single thing was FOMO. It's going to be the best thing ever. To in 2 weeks of lower your expectations, 500 million is enough. And at that point, right when that shift came, all of a sudden the script was ready. I think they got some internal numbers that this comic book industry is not what we thought it was like for movies. And I think that there's going to be, and you can't deny the desire to see the Batman 2 after the Penguin. It's there.
But I think Supergirl is the next move because that's what James Gunn cares about.
And I think
because it was clear that Mr. Terrific in the film is clearly the character he cares more about than Superman.
Which they've also said they're going to have a Mr. Terrific show.
Yeah. So it's what James Gunn cares about. Same reason he started with Creature Commandos. I think he cares more about Supergirl. I think he cares more about
shows. I think we're going to get a lot of shows.
He has to have one movie, one show for HBO every year, contractually obligated.
So I just don't think he cares about Wonder Woman. I think the only reason he even announced Wonder Woman is because Zaslav said something about
on the
it.
slate. They're saying they're going to make a Mr. Terrific and a Jimmy Olsen show, in addition to the Peacemaker show, in addition to Creature Commandos. So one film and 4 shows. And then we still have Waller and all these things. It sounds like and I wonder if that's why the CW is not a thing. And if that's why
they just announced that Sergeant Rock is in production again. So like once again, another movie no one gives a shit about.
I said
James Gunn is like knee deep in these like obscure characters. Like he loves that shit, which is fine. I don't really have a problem with that. But you're trying to launch a universe, bro. You ain't launching a universe with Supergirl, man. That's 5-10 characters down the line, man. That's not your second character.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
The plan. I don't want a Mr. Terrific Jimmy Olsen spinoffs. Like what the hell? What the people talking about? We've been spoon fed some like garbage for so long now that if somebody sees a decent character on film, like we should get a whole spinoff or TV show but with that person in it, because it's like
another show. It's another show.
But he already has a whole bunch of shows mapped out that needs to focus on those. The trilogy, the Booster Gold, the Lanterns, the Batman, for his movie, the Brave and the Bold. Then he could do the Titans, the Trinity. He's already got main foundations of the structured universe he needs to worry. And then Jimmy Olsen's spinoff show. Like, what the fuck? That's not going to launch a fucking series. Mr. Terrific spinoff show. That's not what we want.
Indiana Jakes. I don't disagree. I think Mr. Terrific getting his own movie would be okay if you are. That's like movie 20.
Thank you.
Like that's way
25
down the line, man. Like I don't have a problem. I actually like Eddie Gathegi's Mr. Terrific.
He was great.
Yeah,
he was great.
But when you watching
his own character, build him up. Let him get like 4 or 5 different little spots, cameos, jumping in now. All right, now we got a Mr. Terrific series on HBO Max. Sure.
He can come back in the Batman film.
Like the exact same problems of the MCU TV shows all over again. Too many shows robbing. Why are we doing this? Put them on the big screen. I want to see them in theaters. I'm tired of watching superheroes on the small screen and then having the big ones flop.
Yeah. No. Look, it should be Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Any order you want to put them in, but those are your first 3 movies. Then you can jump into the Green Lantern, Flash. You could go ahead and do what's the name? Martian Manhunter. If you really want to do Martian Manhunter, that's like your 6th movie. That's the one that brings the Justice League together. All right. Yeah. And then maybe you do Teen Titans right after that. Or maybe before that. But you don't go to Supergirl. Supergirl is just not that important of a character, in my opinion. Now, maybe what they're going to do with her, maybe she blows up. All right. Or maybe, just maybe, they're banking on Jason Momoa.
That's what I said.
Oh,
contractually obligated. He's been in there talking about, I will talk to save his ass off.
So we got Jason Momoa showing up as Lobo.
Contractually obligated.
Is he important? In my opinion,
No.
They signed a contract at the beginning of the fucking DCU.
I think kind of because Jason Momoa is one of those actors. Look, he made Aquaman a $1 billion movie.
And he was in Minecraft, which made almost $1 billion. So I bet you Warner Brothers is sitting there being like, dude, you put Jason Momoa in it. We're halfway to $1 billion already.
And yet I'm going to push back again and say, but what did Aquaman 2 make? But what did Aquaman 2
I don't blame him for Aquaman 2 because they canceled the universe.
And I will agree with that. But it's going to be the second movie off of a movie that people, I don't think are going to, like I'm saying, I get it, but I don't think Supergirl, regardless of having Jason Momoa be the secondary character, is going to make a difference.
Bro, what if they ballerina / Furiosa this thing? And what if
oh my God.
Can you imagine?
This is going to be a girl boss movie all day. And look, we already know Supergirl going to be girl boss. Let's not even mince words about it. It's not going to be I want to give the movie a chance, but I'm not in a good spot right now to really believe in Supergirl. As much as I love Jason Momoa as Lobo, I think that's probably going to be one of the best casting moves in the DCU. I think he's going to kill that role. But I just think that Supergirl is just going to be girl boss all day long. And people are just not going to go to watch this movie. How much did they spend on it? Wait, hold on. Check. I'm curious as to how much the budget was because it's already been shot.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody know offhand?
Nah, but he's the most expensive
I
actor.
haven't heard any
probably.
numbers yet. No.
If it's somebody Millie Alcock, she's a TV show fucking C-list actress. I guess we can call it B-list now, right?
Looking that up. Do you guys remember when this whole first thing came out? Like, I know a lot of us were saying, look, it looks like Warner Brothers trying to go cheap. That's why they had like canceled the CW. And there was a whole wave of backlash of people being like, y'all are hating. They're not going cheap. They're not going cheap. And then people trying to say, no, it's going to be this big budget thing. And then there was all these rumors that it's the most successful, the most expensive thing of all time. They're like, no, it's not going to be the most expensive thing of all time. And now people are saying that it's going to be cheap. And that's why they didn't pay the actor.
Please tell me you're joking.
Crap, you're joking.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's according to a Reddit thread. So we gotta pause. We gotta wait and see what happens.
Oh,
that's according to a Reddit thread. But would it surprise you? Wouldn't surprise me.
What do you think this Superman film cost? What do you believe it cost?
That's technically more than Superman right now.
I think it cost exactly what they said it cost. What was it? $368 million or something? 363. I think it cost exactly what it said it cost, and they probably got some some of the rebates on the back end. I think it cost them exactly what they said it cost in those tax filing documents. And then on the back end, they say, okay, we're going to save a little bit of money because we shot it in Cleveland and Cleveland's going to give us some money back. And then maybe a couple of other spots. I still think overall it's over $300 million. I don't think they got that much back.
I don't either.
Wouldn't that be the most James Gunn thing to be like, how much did you spend? We heard 360 or whatever. He goes, it wasn't near that much. We got 30 million in rebates. It was only 330. 30 million is a lot of money. And it's like, that what people mean. Like, it's still a very expensive film.
Yeah. It's a hugely expensive movie that didn't need to be this expensive. Hollywood, they got to get these budgets under control, man, because these budgets are really what's wrecking them right at this point.
Are you believing the rumor now on the budget for the marketing being only 100 that Variety just dropped casually today?
Oh, hell no. Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Thank you. Dude, that is, and they say Variety hates them? That's the biggest lie I've ever seen. What?
Y'all lying. There's no way in the world, all of the marketing that we've seen for this movie, everything that we've seen, that it's $100 million. No chance. All right, no chance. I've seen much less marketing done for movies that have already quoted that number. It's like, oh yeah, $100 million. It's like, okay, you guys like doubled that in this movie. Warner Brothers.
Started out by saying it was between 200 and 300 million.
Yeah, when they thought this was going to be $1 billion hit a month ago. Do you remember the article from Cosmic Book News where they were bragging about it, that they were so confident they were backing it with this huge war chest marketing plan that was like estimated to be at 200 million?
Because they were trying to go Barbie style. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Because the Barbie, listen, I think the major issue is that when it comes to Superman is a known character. We've seen multiple iterations of Superman. Barbie was brand new. We've never seen a Barbie movie before. So I think Barbie was going to do big numbers anyway. And then when they marketed, they said, yeah, throw some marketing money after that. And that really brought people in. And plus they had the whole Barbenheimer thing going. I don't understand why they didn't play into that with Superman, Jurassic World, and Fantastic Four. Like, why didn't y'all play into that? Super Jurassic. We were talking about it. I would have played into it and tried to, get some momentum going behind. Oh, we got 3 big July movies dropping. Hey, come watch watch all 3, and really build into that. Nobody did nothing. They just sat there and said, just go watch the movie.
Like a triple header, like a battle royale or something. Yeah, build up. It does feel like they initially tried to kind of go back and forth with Fantastic Four, but then the stuff about Fantastic Four sounded like it was going to be such a lame duck, like last second. They're like, no, let this be compared with Jurassic World, and yeah.
Shout out to Knee Pain, Hollywood Logic. If you spend enough enough money, maybe fans won't notice when the story sucks. Yeah, we'll notice. We always do. Shout out to you, Knee Pain. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right. Let's switch gears. Let's jump over to a movie that's coming up in a couple of weeks. Fantastic Four. Julia Garner says she's still going to do her job, despite the backlash. So there's a lot of backlash. Obviously, you guys have heard this about Fantastic Four, with the Silver Surf her and the gender swap. Oh, let me bring on Uncle T. Uncle T, thank you for being here, bro. You made it back from dinner. Thank you. I don't know how I feel about this movie at this point. After watching Superman, it's diminished my. I just don't care at this point. Like, if Superman was really good, I might actually be looking more forward to the Fantastic Four. I feel like it's lessened now. I feel like with everything that we've seen from the MCU all year long, all right, not just, Ironheart, not just Thunderbolts, not just Daredevil, not just Captain America Brave New World. Like, everything that we've seen from the MCU has just been a giant disaster. I have no interest in this. Is anybody hype at this point for Fantastic Four?
They dropped a 1 minute trailer the other day of just her isolated when she just comes down on the surfboard and starts talking like the planet and stuff like that, and does the whole thing like, your planet has been marked for death by Galactus. The whole speech. It's a 1 minute thing. That dialogue is better than any dialogue I saw in Superman. It
looked like they just animated a toy. Like, it looked awful.
I don't care about bad CGI. It still was better performed, like written. I thought it looked better and sounded better than what I saw in any of the fucking part of Superman. So I mean, I'm actually changing my tune now that I've seen Superman for this movie. I'm like, this might not be that bad.
It's going to be hard for it to be more of a mess than Superman, just by virtue of there's not as many characters.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's also like, I agree with you, DA. Like, dude, this whole year has just been a kick in the balls. Like, 28 years later, Jurassic World, Superman, and now you got this. And by the way, dude, Marvel's like, hey, third time's a charm, right? We've launched 3 superhero movies this year, but this one's going to be.
Here's our Marvel slate. All right. Here's the slate. We've been tracking it all year long from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. All right, we got 4 projects to go. Where do y'all see Fantastic Four first steps lining up? What's your initial impressions?
It's probably gonna be a flop.
It's going to be a flop.
Which, by the way, I think Ironheart needs to change to WTF because trash is not enough. That's not.
We got to the 3rd episode, and
I'm like, what do you mean?
Shit,
that needs to be more WTF. What are you talking about?
Yo, I put it to the panel. I put a poll up, and I said, "What is it?" I left it to those folks, and everybody that was they said it's just trash. It's not epic fail. It's not what the fuck. It was just trash. I was like, okay, then trash it is. But yeah, I'm agreeing with you, Katie. I feel like it should have been a what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, Fantastic Four, I feel like that's another one coming up. It's probably going to be a flop. Definitely going to be a flop. It might be a fucking epic fail because you got a hold of the Fantastic Four. Mm-hmm. This is your opportunity. We've never seen the Fantastic Four done right. And now you got, look, Sue Storm is the leader. Sue Storm is the leader. T. We haven't heard from you tonight, bruh. Look, you loved Superman. You thought Superman was an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I got some hate on here. What's up, man? Yo, what's going on? And y'all know I was the biggest hater of this thing coming out. The biggest hater. Hater number 1. And damn it, don't make me unlike this movie. Y'all convincing me not to like it. I don't like that.
Did you rewatch it?
Yes. Yes.
Was it better?
Did you rewatch it? Oh, okay. See, so you saw it a second time, T. Did it improve? Did it improve or did it get worse?
I had to use common sense my second time watching it. And you guys used common sense the first time. But I told y'all this. It is a great comic book movie. A bad comic book film. Cavill gave us a film. This is a comic book movie. This is pre-Blade. This is the Superman movie. This is the Superman 4 movie we should have got. This is campy and just look, I told Andy this. You have to make so many exceptions just to like this movie. And if Marvel didn't exist, it'd be a great fucking start. But the problem is Marvel does exist and Marvel has legacy.
Yes.
And I'm a Superman fan. I love Superman. Dude, I gotta make my bones with it, man. I just gotta fuck, man.
Okay, so T, after your second watch, what's your score? That's all I care about. I just care about scores. What's your score?
6.9. It's a 6.9. It dropped.
You getting closer to me.
6.9.
Hey, I thought so. I thought so. Look, I ain't talked to T. We're going to chop it up after this. I haven't talked to T since I was in Houston. When I was in Houston, I was doing my thing. I got to see T because I didn't know you saw it a second time.
You gotta hear these four, especially Syfax and especially Katie Anderson. You gotta hear, they've got a compelling stream. I mean, compelling stream to be like with facts. So I understand, man, but like I said, man, I didn't like the dog. I didn't like the Lex Luthor, and now they kind of grew on me, right? And I gave a rating straight out of the movie theater as a grown ass kid. That's the people who like this are grown ass kids. I was a grown ass kid. Uncle T is. I said I'm eating crow, man.
No, T. I think what happened is you walked in expecting trash, and it wasn't trash. That's what I think happened. Like sometimes you go in, yeah, Uncle Van Jones. Sometimes you walk in and you're thinking, man, this is just going to be dog shit. And then when it's not dog shit, you kind of elevate it up to good or even sometimes great. I think that happens a lot. But when you get the rose-colored glasses peeled off and you just look at the film, then you start assessing it differently, especially on your second watch. You know, if you thought something was going to be trash and you walk in and it's not trash, then you elevate it. But then I think the second watch, you be like, all right, I don't think it's trash. Let me actually assess the movie for what they gave me. And then you start, okay, nah, it's not as good as I thought it was when I was sitting in that theater the first time. That's how I think. I think a lot of people see things that way, you know. But yeah, so but
it has
going
a
back
lot of cool scenes. It has a lot of cool scenes.
It has some fun shit. Yeah, it has some fun shit
wish
for
that
sure.
people would just admit that it has a lot of cool scenes.
Yeah, it does. It does. It does. The heat vision scene, I loved it. I thought that was badass.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know,
Hey,
great shit. Go ahead.
So with Fantastic Four, I think the industry is looking at superheroes as like a collective chunk of type of film, kind of like the Western. With Fantastic Four, because this Superman is not going to do it, no matter what they try and spin it as, it's not going to do what they had hoped. There's no way that they made this film hoping it would make 500. Like, I don't believe that for a second. Because just last week, people were trying to defend, 700. And before that, it was 800. What do you think the number is for Fantastic Four before people are like, in the industry, like, whoa, something's broken. We can't, this isn't going to work. And then Doomsday's like, what do we do for Doomsday?
So you're saying, what is the box office?
Yeah, for Fantastic Four before like absolute alarm bells, pandemonium, that comic movies might just not be a thing anymore.
I mean, I'd say like 350. Anything lower than 350?
Yeah, I was gonna say 400, but like, yeah, probably 350. Like, if are you talking about worldwide gross?
Yeah,
overall.
Yeah, worldwide gross.
Like,
yeah,
total box.
I would say 400. If Fantastic Four comes in under $400 million, it's over. It's absolutely over. It's fucking done. All right.
There's no way. There's no way. Sorry, Andy. Go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
There's no way they're making money. The budgets for these movies don't equate that's not realistic for this economy on who's actually showing up and pretending. I mean, attending these movies. It's such an inflated thing. Somebody's lying, man. Somebody is totally lying, or they're overspending in a way that it just doesn't make sense. I mean, you can't justify a profit, man. How can you justify a profit? Everybody makes money on this? No way. Why does the budget need to be $200 million for a movie that looks like a $40 million production, or maybe $20 million? Why is it that big? Pause.
Look, let me say this: Fantastic Four absolutely 1000% will beat Captain America. If it doesn't, it's over.
If it doesn't, I'm over. I made a bet.
Biggest bet of the year is literally what you just said, DA.
That
it will make $1.
Well, okay, wait. What's the bet?
I need to make $1 more than Captain America.
She said, yeah, she hedged her whole year on that. Any Marvel film would beat Captain America for this year, and then Thunderbolt shit the bed.
Yeah. So if Fantastic Four is under, that means Captain America won out of all of the Marvel movies, which would be a travesty.
I think you'll get it, Katie. I think Captain America, I don't know how it made that much fucking money, but I mean, it's like I think Fantastic Four will definitely beat it because I can, you know,
it better.
I can definitely see it.
Better. Thank you.
I can definitely see it. Yeah, we just said what 400. It's got to make at least 400. So it's got to make to be considered.
Gotta make 415, 1578.
So it makes 420. But. Yeah,
So look, here's what we got right now. The 5-week box office tracking. Box Office Theory posted it up. 125 million debut for Fantastic Four First Steps.
DA,
right.
you about to trigger Andy out the box.
What's the matter, Andy? Why am I triggering? What's the matter?
Hates Box Office Theory. He's been wrong.
Oh, I think this guy. Look, he works for Fandango. He's supposedly some sort of analyst. I think his numbers are terrible, but I use them because why not?
Yeah, no, 100%. Do you remember what he said at the beginning of the media cycle that it was going to make 185 million opening week domestic, and everybody's like,
yes.
No, it's not. And they're like, dude, Box Office Theory's
never wrong.
He's usually pretty spot on, except for Minecraft and Sinners and
He's getting exposed majorly. Yeah. But we can look at his numbers and use it as a baseline to say, does he come above 125, below 125? Where do you have Fantastic Four First Steps at this moment? I mean, based on what you know about the movie, based on the marketing, based on the hype, look, Superman didn't get 125 million.
He did like 123, right?
Yeah, Superman got 123 opening weekend.
Yeah.
So
is it better or worse than Superman?
It's going to be worse, but I think currently it's tracking for like 160 is what they're saying, and that's a joke.
Yeah, like my biggest problem with Box Office Theory was months ago, he said that Jurassic World was going to make 70. And then we were seeing completely different narratives online between Fantastic Four and Superman, but they were within like 20 million of each other. And you're like, how? Everybody's saying that Fantastic Four looks like the biggest piece of shit they've ever seen. Why would it make the same amount of money as the most popular thing people have ever seen, allegedly? But I don't know.
I say Fantastic Four comes in below Superman.
Do you think it comes in below 100?
Below. Right now, based on Superman doing so poorly, yes, I agree. I don't think Fantastic Four rises to this level.
The only reason it's doing okay is because it did that early release that it's almost like 2 months ahead of time. That was
where people
something
paid
like that.
Double. But so what happens if for some reason Fantastic Four makes more money than Superman? What will that mean for the DCU?
Dude, it feels impossible though, right?
Batman 2 will be pushed up to next time.
Yeah.
Doesn't that feel like it makes no sense with how much you saw Superman everywhere, that if all that marketing just didn't matter? Because I don't feel like Fantastic Four is even trying. Do you?
The marketing for Fantastic Four has been kind of lame. Yeah. I mean, it's just been lackluster because, listen, they can't really highlight Pedro Pascal. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, Reed Richards, because he's played by Pedro Pascal. So it seems like they're highlighting everybody else. Let's focus on Sue. Let's talk about the baby. Let's show the thing. And it's like, Reed Richards is the lead character. How come you guys aren't showing a lot of Reed Richards? You don't have confidence in them, do you? Yeah, we don't either. All right. Your audience doesn't give a shit about Pedro Pascal in this role. So I think that's why the marketing is not working, because we don't really care about the lead character. We just don't. We don't care about Pedro. We don't care about Reed Richards. It seems like it's about everybody but him. This movie should be about Reed Richards, and it should be about how is he going to, solve this situation going on with Galactus. Like that should be the focal point of every trailer we get. Is Reed Richards going to figure this thing out? I don't think he does. It's obvious he doesn't, but I don't know. It just seems like there's something missing out of the marketing. And in my opinion, it's Reed Richards being Reed Richards. Pedro Pascal just doesn't fit that role.
The mustache doesn't work for me either. And it's coming from the guy with the mustache.
The mustache ain't really a major issue for me. It's not. It's him. It's him. Pedro is just not built like this, man. It's just him. He's just not built for this role.
Reed Richards doesn't have a mustache. He got the gray swipes on the side, and he's always, He doesn't have the mustache.
But now even if he had all of that, it's still Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
He's just not alpha enough. And so now what you're asking for is Vanessa Kirby to kind of pull the slack. Yeah, hey, Vanessa Kirby, show more of her, because she seems like the major star, you know, and we've already heard that it's her, Silver Surfer, it's what's his name? The Human Torch he plays a major role.
Yeah.
It's not Reed Richards.
Why wouldn't you have offered Tom Cruise this role? This is a total Tom Cruise role. Why wouldn't you got a macho man to play this role? I mean, now Pedro has been macho in Mandalorian. He's great. Totally overexposed right now, man. Just overexposed. But you could have had somebody else play this role who, you know what I mean? The audience would have, you don't need a mustache for him to be that. You know, like, you know, get the mustache off of him, man. You had John Krasinski. If he had a beard like John Krasinski, that would have worked much better. But I just don't. Yeah. I just think he's way overexposed, man. And this movie would not do well. It's not going to do well because they're not even. If this is a family, this is their first family, and yet they're not marketing this towards families. They're marketing towards what? What are they marketing towards this?
Look, I don't know who they think is coming to watch this. Do they think families are coming to watch this? Is this a family movie?
Allegedly.
Sci-Fac?
Supposedly, I mean, I don't know who's gonna go see this, man. After Thunderbolts just failed, and I mean, freaking Captain America didn't do all that well. Like, who's gonna go see this? Because a lot of people are checking out from those movies. Marvel hasn't been doing anything good this year at all. I mean, the one thing that people had a little bit of hope for was freaking Daredevil, and that shit the bed. So I don't know who's going out of their way to go watch this. I mean, I know we are because we cover this shit, but other than that, I haven't been hearing anybody talk about it. And like you guys are saying, Pedro Pascal's not getting like any screen time. He doesn't have any little clips out there. I mean, they just dropped a new clip with Johnny in it, Johnny and Shia LaBeouf or whatever. Yeah, Silver Surfer. They just dropped that clip, but you haven't seen anything with Mr. Fantastic, really. So I don't know what they're doing, man.
Yeah, this fucking sweater with that fucking
it's terrible,
man. Like, come on,
Mr.
bro.
Rogers
Really?
ass sweater and shit. Like,
yeah, man, this shit just looks soft, man. With the powder blue. All right, look, we love powder blue, right? T, we love powder blue, man. That's Carson Colt colors.
But Mighty Blue shit, house.
Yes, sir. But this shit looks terrible, man. This just looks terrible, man. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling this Reed Richards whatsoever. So yeah, I don't think it comes in above Superman. You know, I think maybe if Superman was good, it might have built up some momentum and people would have been flocked. Okay, yeah, Superman was a great movie. Let's go see the next big superhero movie, and people would have showed up for this. I don't think people are showing up for Fantastic Four.
There's a weird people who are obsessed with Pedro Pascal who are going to go see it, and that's probably about it.
I think it's a hard sell. It's a hard sell just because of what they're trying to make comic books be real life, and the whole thing about a comic movie is I'd like to suspend my disbelief, and that's the problem. You're putting real world agendas in comic books and asking me to participate in that. Right, and I don't want to participate in that. I just want to go to the movie. I'm paying you for fantasy. It's a fantastical movie. I want to see fantasy. I don't want to see what you're trying to preach. Right, I don't need that. A movie doesn't need to show me that. Right, I'm not looking at a based upon a true story movie. I don't. If you're gonna do that, then say, hey, this is based on true events. Then that's not a comic book movie, right? I want something that makes me feel like, okay. You're trying to be Watchmen after Watchmen. Stop it. Stop doing that. Just make a good film. Make a good film and people will show up. Word of mouth will get you what you need. And they're so afraid of the freaking trailers and all the stuff they didn't have to compete with.
I agree. All right, guys, we're about to move on. Let's hit some more of these super chats before we do. Staccato DDS drops another $9.99. All cock. For a girl's role, yeah. Hey T, what was your rating? T, what's your rating right here? Let's get a T rating.
That's a guy.
T, come on, man.
That's the guy from Airwolf. That's the guy from Airwolf. And
What?
that's the guy. What was that? Wasn't that Jan Michael something? That is Airwolf. That's the guy from Airwolf.
Of tomorrow.
No, dude, that's amazing.
That's fucking Airwolf. Come on, man.
She looks more like Ultraman's cousin than Kal-El's cousin.
Yes.
General
What is
Gaddafi said she kind of cute. Not gonna lie.
What? She looked.
They
What
could
is
have
that?
found a look. I'm not.
She
gonna
looked
say
better in the
anything
movie
about her.
than this picture.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's that DC character that's from like Canon? What's in a Canon? Commandy? She looks like Commandy. She looks like pull up Commandy and say she don't look like Commandy.
Who?
Commandy.
Who the hell is Commandy?
The DC cave person, caveman. Commandy. Commandy, the
Oh.
last human being. She looks like Commandy. I'm telling you.
I don't see who you talking about, man.
Commandy.
no.
Look up Commandy.
I think she's fine. Hear me out though. If something happens and she evolves and turns into a power girl, something different is gonna have to change about this costume. And she can be either willing to do that or gonna let Sydney Sweeney take in and assume
y'all
that
better-
role because
Sydney
there's gonna be
Sweeney's
different
supposed to be a
features that are
Bond
needed
girl?
to be for Power Girl, if you know what I mean.
T, Commandy is a dude, man.
She looks like a dude. Dude looks like a lady. Come on, man. Commandy.
She's
That's
cute,
her,
man. No, she don't look like a dude. This girl ain't that bad.
Go back to that
Shut
first
that-
photo. That's Commandy. Bang, bang, bang,
Commandy got top
bang. I'm here all day. I'm here. This is what I'm here. This is your crazy uncle. That's what I'm here for. All right? That's Commandy.
Mandy, boy of tomorrow.
Man, leave Millie alone, man. Millie, all right. She all
Millie
right.
got all cock, right? There it is. All cock, right there.
You know, there's a jean
God.
shorts that cut up like that. It's from the fucking 80s.
Why do we ask T anything, man? Shout out to you, Chicago BDS. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. We got Ram Warrior 2500 just became a new member. I think you just upgraded. You just upgraded your membership, Ram Warrior. I appreciate that. Thank you for the love and the support. Appreciate you. Pre-Dawn Corpse for $2. DA Wonder Twins plus Gleek Pure Profit. I would love a Wonder Twins movie. I don't think they would pull it off. I think they would make it. They would do a good job with, you know, the transformations and everything, you know, form of something water, form of an animal, whatever. They would do that stuff good. I think that everything else in that movie would just be so corny and so stupid that it just wouldn't work for me. Would you want to see a Wonder Twins movie, T?
Yeah.
I like them from the animated series, but they're goofy as shit. They'd fit right at home in Superman, by the way. Like when they're fighting the
Yep. Oh,
kaiju,
yeah.
bucket of water and a giant eagle. Like, let's douse this flames out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Would have been
It
perfect.
could work. It could work. Thank you very much, Pre-Dawn Courts, for the 2. Thomas Dean, why do you still expect anything out of Hollywood? You know what? Every once in a while, Hollywood does something that I like. You know, it's rare. F1. I loved F1, man. F1 is a great movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I enjoyed the
so
hell
good.
out of F1.
F1 was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Did it
Every
make you
once
like
in a
the
while.
sport? Did it
What's
make
that?
you interested in? Were you interested in F1 before you saw that, or is that your first kind of taste of?
No,
Formula
yeah,
One?
I was telling somebody out when I was in Houston. I was talking to somebody about it. I was like, "Bro, I've never known anything about F1. Now all of a sudden, I want to watch an F1 race."
Go watch
You know?
Drive to Survive on Netflix. It's kind of like a little bit like reality TV, but it gets you like your toes in if you don't know anything about
The
like
people.
F1
Okay.
and the people and the
Yeah.
teams. And then
You guys,
and,
F1. You guys know F1?
Yes.
dude, I grew
We're
up
so
with
in
it,
it. Yeah, I love
yeah.
F1.
Every Sunday growing up in South Africa, and yeah,
We watched the race.
Okay. How did y'all feel about the movie?
It was so good.
it was very Hollywood. Katie,
I liked it a lot.
it was fun though. It was a great movie.
It's very Hollywood, a very Hollywood version of F1. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's some stuff that like
that they would never allow, but yes.
yeah. Like he would have been disqualified. You get points on your license. Like after that first little incident, he would have gotten like a couple race ban. But it's a really fun film. I really like it.
Yeah, I had a blast, man. Yeah, that's why, again, every once in a while, Hollywood does something. They show up. It's like, oh, shit. Hollywood made a good movie. Can you believe it? You know?
Did anybody get a chance to see the? I heard it was only a teaser, but a teaser before. What movie did you guys see? Sidebacks and teaser before for Christopher Nolan's fucking
Oh,
The
that was-
Odyssey. Yeah, he had a teaser.
I didn't see that trailer. I
What
haven't seen it
movie
yet.
you saw? What movie you see again?
It's a nothing burger, man. That Odyssey trailer is a giant nothing burger, man.
Nothing.
It's
Nothing at
literally
all.
just the characters.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just them talking.
I didn't know if like anybody's seen it now. That's something I'm highly anticipating for next year. You know, that's something that I hope. Just like he did Oppenheimer.
I've heard
He's
the
one that-
trailer's not very good though. I've been hearing
It's
that.
not
though.
that it's not
What?
good. It's just them talking and then
just doesn't show anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's something I guarantee next year will dominate the fucking movie theater. I can't wait for.
Next up, we got Pre-Dawn Corpse for $5. DA random. Can you please play the video G.I. Joe pork chop sandwiches? What is that?
It's those old GI Joe clips, but people like overdubbed it with random ass just random things. Like that one's like, oh my god, pork chop sandwiches! Like when the house is on fire, and it's like, I'm gonna ride my motorcycle. And it's like, what the fuck?
All right, Pre-Dawn Corpse. I tell you what, we'll play that towards the end. I will find them because I didn't know you was posting this. I will find it and we'll play that towards the end of the stream. All right, we'll try to line that up as our little outro. So yeah, I'll look some of those up because I didn't know what the hell that was. I was like, man, can I play this and get away with it? Okay, if it's that, I'm down for that. All right, I'll look some of those up and we'll get those going. Let's go on. Weekend Wednesday for 89 Danish krona. I understand Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman first, and I agree. But that's our DC universe, not the James Gunn DC universe. What if obscure characters is what he sees as the new DC, thinking people have seen the old big three before? Yeah, but no. Look, DC is the Trinity. All right? DC is the Trinity. And if you're rebooting the universe, you go right to the Trinity. I get it. I understand where you're coming from, Weekend Wednesday. Yeah. James Gunn, he has an affinity for all of these minor kind of like obscure characters, and that's cool. But you got to go to Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and the Justice League. You start there, and then you build around that. Marvel didn't build around. They did the Avengers first, right? They worked with what they had: Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and Captain America, and then they built around that with the Avengers, and then they did Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I'm saying? And then they did Ant-Man, and then they did Doctor Strange. They didn't go to those other characters that nobody knew first. They did those guys second, third, fourth, and that's how you do it. If you're trying to build a universe, what do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they should have definitely went with the Batman for their second movie, or like you were saying earlier, Wonder Woman at least, or any Justice League character. So them jumping into this with a Supergirl next, I don't think it's the right move. Yeah,
and it doesn't matter that people have seen it before. This is completely new. You're saying, but a completely different universe, different people.
Yeah. And I mean, it feels so obvious that when they announced the slate, I think a lot of people are like, oh, wow, it's such an unintuitive slate. These must be really, really amazing takes on these characters. But after seeing Superman, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe you should have done the obvious thing.
Yeah. Do the obvious stuff first and then get to all of the obscure shit later. That's how I see it. But yeah, thank you very much, Weekend Wednesday, for the 89 Danish krona and always being a loyal supporter. I appreciate that. Sledge for the 199. Millie Alcock looks like Will Poulter. It's either Will Poulter or what's the name again? Commandi.
Commandy. Who knows about Sledgehammer, man? Sledgehammer, that was a great show. Great show in the 80s, man.
Hilarious. Thank you very much, Sledge, for the 199. Appreciate that. Sean, also for the 199. Alcock looks like Bjork, the Icelandic singer.
That's funny.
Dude, you guys, man. I bet you guys, if y'all saw Millie Alcock in real life, y'all be like, oh my God. Y'all be running up to get her autograph and everything else up under this. Millie, you're so beautiful. I bet all of y'all out there be jocking Millie Alcock if y'all saw her in real life. Knock it off.
It's Alcock, you sick bastards.
Alcock, whatever, man. Look,
do they say Alcock or Alcock?
I don't know how to pronounce it. I always say Alcock, but it could be Alcock.
So when they're on the rep, come hey, Alcock, come here. They're gonna do that? Come on. I mean, you can't even do facial. You can't even wave the mic at yourself because it's a pause moment. Alcock, and you're talking and you're saying Alcock. Never.
All cock.
Never.
All cock right now. I need all cock right here. What?
Thank you very much, everybody, for the super chats. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Let me hit that super chat video before we go to the next. So check this out. I don't know if you guys saw this, but George Lucas is going to San Diego Comic-Con for the first time ever.
It's like poetry.
Bruh, I was like, what? And I'm actually going to be at Comic-Con. I got my tickets already. I would like to say that San Diego Comic-Con, y'all little badges, this is kind of, look, let me show this. This is weak, man. Comic-Con, you guys got to do a better job than this, man. This little badge here that you got, man, this is just kind of flimsy. It's just like a piece of paper. Like, what? Man, come on, guys. You know, I get better badges going to Anime Matsuri, man. This is crazy. But, yeah, nevertheless, George Lucas is showing up to Comic-Con for the first time. I am lining up for this panel, man. I've never seen George Lucas live and in person in my life. And I'm looking forward to this, man. Look, he's going to be there talking, generally speaking, about, you know, just his creative works at Hall H. It seems like Hall H has been abandoned. Like nobody's going to Hall H this year. We got another topic coming up in a minute about that. But I'm excited about this, man. I look, just personally, I think George Lucas is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. Obviously, with Star Wars, you know, he made something that's timeless, that'll never be forgotten. He created industrial light and magic. He's one of the innovators, one of the greatest innovators ever. And so just him showing up at Comic-Con for the very first time, I think this is going to be a very, very special moment. I know he's getting up there in age, so I don't know if anybody had any thoughts about it. I just threw it out there. I'm excited about this. I'm looking forward to seeing what it is he got to say about, you know, the film industry overall, and just where, I don't know if anybody's going to ask him any Star Wars questions, probably. But what do you guys think when you hear George Lucas is showing up to San Diego Comic-Con for the very first time?
I think it's a big deal. I think it's really cool. Like, wouldn't people want him to be there? Like, I would assume a ton of people would ask him like Star Wars questions, especially with the state of Star Wars right now. Of like how to fix it. What would he do if he was still in charge? Like, yeah, should be a big deal.
This is fucking huge. Again, he's never been to Comic-Con, and Comic-Con I thought was kind of falling off. It didn't really have that. Hall H used to draw in a lot of fucking people. This will bring people back to it, and like Katie just said, the questions that people are gonna have, and he ain't contractually obligated to Marvel anymore, so he can say all that shit. He can say which direction he can talk about projects he wanted to do. Just not only that, if he doesn't talk about Star Wars, he has a lot of knowledge on filmmaking in general that he can share with the audience. That would be cool to see him come there and fucking talk in person. You know, he's a very captivating guy that if I would have known this, I would have went on my way to try to get there and get a fucking ticket because he's awesome as shit.
He's going to break my heart. I don't like it.
What?
I'm gonna start thinking that maybe there's hope for Star Wars, and
is he coming back?
Well, I know he's going to be there talking about his museum. He has his museum coming up. I think it's supposed to open in 27. I want to say it's 27. He's supposed to open up his museum. You know, so he'll be discussing that. But yeah, he's not going to get out of there without answering any Star Wars questions, without having some kind of a quote about Star Wars and the state of the franchise right now. He built the biggest franchise on the planet at one point in time. Star Wars was bigger than anything. And now it's sitting at the bottom of the ocean, and nobody gives a damn about the franchise. Nobody cares what Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm are doing over there. And somebody's got to ask him a question. I feel like somebody's got to say something to the man and say, hey, George, what's your opinion on Star Wars and where we're at? Are you looking forward to anything coming up out of Lucasfilm? The studio is named after you.
Yeah.
You know, like, come on.
There's no way.
And I agree with what you're saying. I've always, dude, I'm a Star Wars kid, so I've always thought he's just the greatest. But Dude, I don't know why he doesn't get more respect as like not just a filmmaker, but as a storyteller. And then just it's almost like each of his achievements is broken up. It's like, yeah, like ILM's like a big deal, but you know, it's like, dude, put it all together. And it's hard to think of someone who's had more of an impact on film than him. Like he's definitely in that top bracket, right?
Yeah, no, nobody has. And again, in my opinion, George Lucas is the greatest filmmaker of all time. There's nobody close to him. His innovation, just from the innovation alone, all right, just him innovating the method of filmmaking, it surpasses anything anybody else has ever done. Now add the movies that he's made, all right? Yeah. When it comes to Indiana Jones, and he wrote that story, and he produced that story, those stories, and then Star Wars. Again, the biggest franchise on the planet. Nobody comes close to George Lucas. I know there's other filmmakers that people will argue are bigger and more important, but in my opinion, it's George Lucas. He set the tone for modern filmmaking. Nobody is coming close to that dude. All right. From basically building out where, hey, I'm making a movie and I'm going to sell all of this merchandise associated with the movie, okay? I'm going to sell all of these toys. I'm going to sell all of this merch. I'm going to do all of this stuff. That was George Lucas. Nobody else was doing it like George Lucas until George did it. And then he built Industrial Light and Magic, the preeminent special effects company on the globe. Nobody's close to that. Everybody's talking about Jurassic World and Jurassic Park. Well, guess who did Jurassic Park? And the T-Rex and everything. That was Industrial Light and Magic, ILM. There's nobody close to him. There's nobody close. I'm sorry. You could say whatever you want to say. And in my opinion, look, I see everybody coming out here. Nolan, man, get out of here. Nolan's good.
Nolan's good, but
he ain't George.
Adding to the industry, like D was just saying, with the ILM, every time Disney does like The Mandalorian, that big ass crazy film TV they got behind them, it's like a whole big ass screen to make the actors go on.
Yeah,
they make the actors can go on set and have a digital background to give them an idea where they are. That's ILM. They came up with that. You know, that's a soundstage they made.
The only one culturally who might come close would be like Kubrick. You know, but again, Kubrick didn't have the franchise of Star Wars like this.
Exactly. Yes.
Cameron.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I was gonna say like, Cameron. He got a small
Wait a minute.
Water filming. You know,
Kubrick,
like underwater.
Kubrick literally made space. I mean, there's no such thing as outer space. He did that. He faked the astronaut landing, the moon landings. He's bigger than he is the real George Lucas. He's George Lucas before George Lucas. Come on.
He is too funny, man. Look, yeah. The Abyss, you had mentioned that, Rockefeller. Guess where they got the special effects from?
Yep.
Oh,
ILM at the same time. ILM,
that's my point. Lucasfilm, they were the biggest innovators. Look, the first ever mocap was Jar Jar Binks.
Yep.
Right?
People that push the boundaries, like just like James Cameron and George Lucas came together, like, I need this. That's not possible. Yeah, it is. I just need a fucking circle that's stretching out like this, and then we can take the face and be, that's not possible. Then fucking make it possible. Then make it. Don't tell me we're humans. We can't make something. If you have the idea that it's not possible, I don't need you on my team. I need somebody that has the optimism that's like, this is possible. It might take some money and time. We can get it done. Let's fucking do it then. And that's exactly what he did. And thanks to people like them, the industry has changed so much.
Yeah. The industry would not be what it is without George Lucas, without Industrial Light and Magic, without Star Wars, changing the game forever when it comes to, hey, how do you market a movie? Hey, merchandise, the merchandising rights.
George Lucas, he made up Jar Jar Binks. He's disrespectful, dude. He made a whole salad language based on nigga talk. Come on, man. He made up nigga knees.
You wouldn't have them MCU because of the mocap innovation, dude. Like that's the thing.
T don't see the innovations of it. Come on.
The innovation of nigga knees. He made up nigga knees. What is that
was Ahmad Best. That was his.
Who made up nigga knees? He speaks nigga knees. Now that's that's in the zeitgeist. That's Ebonics, dude.
In Africa, that's just how we talk tea. Like, I'm telling you, dude. Like,
That's how it is in South Africa. Hey, yo, I'm looking forward to Hall H with George Lucas, just to hear what he got to say. And I'm hoping somebody asks him a question. If not, shit, I might ask him. If they have Q&A for the audience, I'm going up there. And I'm going to say, hey, George, hey, what's good? What's good, man? Hey, talk to me about Star Wars right now, man. Where you at with the franchise? How you feeling? I'm going to ask them. If they allow Q&A for the audience, best believe your boy DA is going to be at the mic. All right, real talk. Speaking of Hall H, let's do a little shift. Some of y'all ain't going to like it, but we shifting over to anime. Demon Slayer is coming to Hall H. What? Marvel said we're going to take a step back this year. We're not going to Hall H. And here we go. UFO table. Hey, we in there. Let's go. They jumped all over it. And now Demon Slayer is in Hall H. We're going to have Lisa. We're going to have the voice actors. We're going to have the staff from UFO table. We having a whole crew. Anime is in the house. Anime is here to stay. Look, I see everybody mad. Everybody, I don't like anime, blah, 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 blah. Look, it's next. It's up next.
By the way, is that Alphonse for his profile pic from Brotherhood? It looks like it.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Are you guys looking forward to Infinity Castle? Anybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the movie, right?
Yeah, this is the movie. Yeah, the movie Infinity Castle is going to be up. I think it's in September. I want to say it's in September. Bruh, it's already sold out. Let me see if I can find that X post, because it's already sold out in Japan. Like the first tickets went on sale for Japan, because in Japan it's coming out like next week or the week after that. And yeah, it's already done. All right. It's going to be one of the biggest anime movies of all time, you know? So yeah, I'm looking forward to that in a major way. Cyfax, well, I'm sorry, were you about to say something?
No, I'm not caught up on Demon Slayer. It's one of those that I've just never really fully got into. The last time I was watching it was
what are you waiting on?
I don't know. Every time I've tried to watch it, I only get like 7 episodes in, and I kind of forget about it. Like, I don't know why.
Good, man. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, everybody. Look, right here. Look, I posted this up. I'm more hyped for this than anything Hollywood's got coming up. Okay, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, Akaza's return world premiere movie. Tickets sold out across 24 theaters in Japan in as early as 10 minutes.
Dope.
That's crazy, man. 10 minutes, 24 theaters in Japan. Gone. And look, based on what I saw at Anime Matsuri and Anime Expo, this is all young people care about, man. They don't care about Superman. They don't care about Marvel. They don't give a shit about it. They're focused 1,000,000% on anime and things of their for their generation, you know. And listen, I love it. I just got through watching the first couple of episodes of what's it called? Oh shit. Gotcha Yuta. I think I'm a struggle with that name. It's great. Again, it's got me engrossed. It's got me wrapped up. I'm looking forward to the next episode already. And it's like, why is it that Hollywood can't do this? Because does somebody have an answer? Why can't Hollywood create new things? Why do they just have to give us remakes, reboots, sequels, prequels, spinoffs? Why is everything like just regurgitating what we got 10, 20, 30 years ago? Why can't Hollywood give us new stuff?
It's funny you say that. We just rewatched Kill Bill Volume 1 yesterday. Dude, there's an extended anime like sequence in the middle of the film I forgot about. It's like Hollywood was closer to embracing anime like 2 decades, 3 decades ago than they are now. Feels like there's this huge stigma against animation.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of stuff that the Wachowskis was doing with The Matrix was dipping a little bit into the anime world. They were doing a lot of things differently. And it just seemed like Hollywood just abandoned all of that. and it says, hey, we're just, and again, just make new things. My main thing is just make new stuff. You know, you don't have to necessarily rock with the anime style if that's not your style, but just make new things. And they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to create new things anymore, or they don't throw the risk behind. Hey, we got to take some risks, y'all. We got to take some risks. So now we got anime over there at Hall H. Okay. They taking up where Marvel is dropping the ball. T, do you have something to say, sir? No? Okay. I feel like anime is just going to wipe the floor with everything going on right now in Hollywood. Hollywood cannot compete with original content, you know? T, what you got going on, man? Look, T got something going on behind the scenes. I don't know. He popped up here. He popped up a second thing on mine. Okay, whatever. Yeah, something's going on with T.
They don't want to pay for it because I mean they're thinking about like the end game when it comes to Hollywood. You know, didn't Dakota Johnson come out a month ago and say that the people that make the decisions are the bigwigs? They only see numbers.
Yeah.
So to them, it's like, wouldn't it be easier to say, well, I can offer $3 billion for something like a Marvel? It's established characters, and even if I destroy it, I'll still make at least $4 or $5 billion back eventually. So I'm gonna make at least double my money. Why spend something? Why go out of my way and be like, oh, well, I can hire Katie and Andy to make me new characters, right, for cheap? Bank on them to say they're going to make a new character. Who says one is going to take off, and two, if it does take off, now I might have to pay them both for the rest of their fucking lives because their character. They might say, I don't want you doing it. It's a rights thing. So why not you go to somewhere that's already established, possibly also dead, so they can't fight the fucking the fight it illegally. I think that's why we've seen a lot of the same shit. It's either just to buy. We know it's just buy something established. Even if you fucking destroy it, you'll still make enough money.
It is. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. It's easier to buy an established franchise that people are already watching and then just remake it or just,
has notoriety.
Yeah. Instead of just actually say, hey, let's write new things. Like that's basically what anime has been doing. They're still adapting. They're adapting manga, but nevertheless, it's different and it's new. And Hollywood's not even doing that. They're not even adapting shit anymore. Remember, there was like that little run where they were adapting young adult novels. They're not even doing that.
I do. They don't do that anymore.
From what I saw from One Piece.
Sorry,
what were you saying, Andy?
No, I was just saying, look at like how cool it is because you're adapting things like manhwa and manga. There's less gatekeeping, so you don't know. Like anybody can create a graphic novel or like a manga. It does really, really well, and then overseas they'll make it into something. Whereas look at the hoops you have to jump through to get into anything here in America. You got to go through like Disney if you want to be doing animation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
They own ILM.
Well, they're not done because as you guys may or may not know, or maybe you guys didn't see it, Netflix is doing Solo Leveling.
I saw.
Good. That's what I was saying. When Netflix did One Piece, the adaptation they did from that, it seems like anime manga is meant. It's already a good way to be adapted as long as they're right. So if they do what they did with One Piece with this, I don't think fans will mind. I'm not in.
That's a big if.
That's a big if. Huge if. Because One Piece is something completely different where they actually had the creator on set. He was part of the entire thing. Like, I do not see them doing that with Solo Leveling.
Yeah. This is problematic because it seems like Netflix is saying, oh, Solo Leveling is huge. Solo Leveling is big. Let's just grab it and adapt it. And it's like, is any thought going behind this? Are you guys thinking this through? Or are you just going to grab it and adapt it? Why not? I know Cyfax got a lot to say about this because Solo Leveling is his jam. Were you excited for this, Cyfax? Were you excited for this news?
No, not at all, man. There's too many Netflix adaptations that they've tried to do, and most are failures more than they are hits. Like One Piece is the exception. Like the first season of One Piece is like the only decent one that's ever dropped. I mean,
right.
What's the other studio that's doing the Naruto one? Isn't it like Amazon or something? They're trying to do that. And it's like I don't have any faith in like that one either. It's just most of the times these things just they're just not good. And is like the creator a part of it at all? If he's not, then that's even less faith in it. They got to get the main people who work on the at least the show or the anime even maybe then I'll have some faith in it. But yeah, Netflix is usually pretty miss with a lot of these. So,
but they would
Yeah,
be
like
willing to
Katie
get the
said,
animators.
like Katie said, it was Eiichiro Oda who stood over their shoulders, looking at everything they did, and if they crossed the line, or if they did something, he had right of first refusal. Nope, that's not going in the show. Pull that out. He had that kind of power. You got to have the mangaka, or you have to have whoever wrote it, the originator, the creator. You have to have that person involved. If that person's not involved, you just got to, no, it's not going to work. All right. It's not going to work. And so that's the question that I got. All right. Solo Leveling, great anime. I haven't read any of the web. I think it's a web novel initially. I haven't read it. So I don't know, anything about the originator. But if that person is not involved, I'm already out. Hollywood is going to come after every single solitary anime they can come after.
Do you guys remember Cowboy Bebop? The live action one?
Oh. And we thought Cowboy Bebop was going to be easy. They fucked that up. Dude, Solo Leveling's hard. Can you imagine how difficult it's going to be to make that look as cool as the anime?
I can't imagine, like, how are they going to do some of those fight scenes?
Exactly.
Like, the fight scenes in Solo Leveling are, like, unworldly. I mean, they're like complete.
Yeah, the amount of speed and everything that you'd have to put into that, it's going to be insane. I don't see them pulling that one off, man.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I think they need to slow down on the anime adaptations, and they need to start looking at, okay, what can we do in this world in Hollywood that's close to what they're doing in anime, rather than just taking what anime's doing and just running with it. It would
have been cooler if they were like, hey, we're gonna fast track the next season of the anime. Like,
thank you. Holy shit. They're talking about 2027, 2028 for the next season of Solo Leveling. It's like, can y'all hurry up and get to the next season? Because honestly, I don't need an anime adaptation at all.
No.
I don't need live action. Just give me the anime. Just give me the that's me. I don't want live action anime adaptations of anime. I'm just not interested in them.
Sci-Fi's been a good.
Sorry.
What was that?
I was just saying, do we know how much it's going to cost? Because it's got to be a fortune. It's always a fortune when Netflix makes stuff. And like,
they haven't given anything yet. Yeah, nothing yet.
Give that money to season 3.
It just sounds like they're into talks. Yeah, they should just focus on season 3, man. Like, and I'm with DA on that. Like, you don't need live action of any of these animes ever. Shit, you don't need live action of any of these Disney movies they've been making. Shit, just stop with these live action remakes. You can't get the same product. You can't get the same, like, the craziness, the drawing, there's just not enough. It's not as expressive. It's not as interesting. You'll just never pull it off. It's never going to happen. Like,
it's anime for a reason, because when you said sci-fi, they'll never be able to get the speed, the composition. Look at the background of the plot strikes back right now. Those lines are to emphasize speed, warp speed, going faster than our eyes can perceive. That's what anime is. Especially a still shot of me moving like this, very slow, watching it. You see crazy fucking lines zipping in the background. That's why they came up with it, to try to, again, emphasize stuff that we can do digitally CGI, but it's going to fuck your eyes up and it's going to strain your head. It's not going to look right. That's why they left it in animation. So when you try to do it, it doesn't look right sometimes. The fast-paced ones you're talking about, like Solo Leveling, the first episode is the only one I watched when you had me watch it. I can see a lot of that being problematic looking, trying to make it real life. Keep it animation. Cartoons are great, bro. X-Men 97.
I think animation I think animation is a great medium. I think if they want to throw some money at Solo Leveling, throw money at doing a 3rd season of Solo Leveling Netflix. If you really want to throw money at it, don't throw money in doing a live action adaptation. I'm not interested in that, and I don't think a lot of anime fans are interested in it. And I don't think they're going to capture the rest of the world with a live action adaptation of Solo Leveling. I just don't think they are. They would be smart just to say, hey, let's just go ahead and build out the fan base that's already there and give them a 3rd season. Because why is it taking 3 years, possibly 3 years, because they're talking about 2028, possibly, for Solo Leveling season 3. Why is it taking them 3 years to get there? because it's going to
Weren't they
cost
saying
some
it
money.
takes like 6 months just to animate one of those episodes because of how much goes into it? Weren't they saying it's something ridiculous like that?
Yeah. Let's throw some more money, get some more animators. Let's just build anime out. There's no reason to do a live action adaptation. I think they've been very more than hit when it comes to, like, I saw the Yu Yu Hakusho. Just like, come on, guys. That's not even 1/10 of the story that Yu Yu Hakusho had with that live action adaptation that they threw on Netflix. They did like the first 2 seasons of Yu Yu Hakusho in like 5 episodes. It's like, come on.
Yes,
why
5
are we even doing
episodes.
this?
It was like, what the hell is that? Yeah.
What the hell is this shit? Stop it. Okay. We're good. Death Note, somebody brought that up. Terrible.
Oh, so bad.
Oh god, I forgot about that. That was so bad.
We don't have to do this. Okay. We could just focus on delivering good anime, and that's it. If Hollywood was smart, that's what they would do. Yeah, I think Uncle T is asleep, the horde, because Uncle. Yeah, look, T anime. We've tried. We've done our best. T just ain't rocking with anime.
No. Hey, I'm watching YouTubes of like they got like little. Right now. I'm working on like best animes of 1990. I think I'm on like number 4. I don't know the name of it, man, but it looks pretty interesting, man. It's background noise when I'm sleeping, but
Is there any anime that you actually do like, T?
What's her name? Is it called Berserker? No, was it
Berserk? Berserk is good.
Berserk is good.
Yeah.
That's my boy right there.
And
Berserk is good.
Gundam. I like Gundam.
Yeah. Gundam. Okay.
Gundam's cool. I watched another one, man, the other night, man. What is it?
You would like Naruto. I think you would like Naruto.
Nope. No.
Have you watched it? So how are you saying no when you haven't watched it?
Is Dragon Ball Z considered anime?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't like that shit. That's whack.
Different types of anime.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z.
I think Naruto would annoy T, especially at the beginning,
so?
because he's kind of annoying at the and
I watched what's the name?
It takes a while to.
Avatar. Avatar. That's anime. Avatar.
That's Western.
It's Western anime.
I like Western anime. I prefer Western anime better. I'll say that.
So you like more serious stuff? You don't like the jokey stuff? You like the more mature stuff?
Yes.
Go watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, dude.
You'd probably like
Samurai
Champloo. Samurai Champloo would be an easy one. That's just samurais and shit. Yeah.
But
I think T would like Death Note. I think T would like Death Note.
Have you seen
Or
Cowboy
Bebop?
Bebop?
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop is dope. That's dope.
Yeah, that's
I like Western. Like I said, I watched Iron Man anime. That Iron Man anime was dope.
I do think you'd like Death Note, though.
yeah.
I'm gonna rewatch Berserk starting this morning because you told me to. T.
Berserk.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta dig in, T. I'm gonna have to give you a list. I create lists for certain people because just based on their styles, I'm gonna create you a list, T, and I'm gonna say, hey, go watch at least the first episode of all of these, and then we'll walk it through. We might do a video on that where we have T watch the first episode of a various amount of anime and say, okay, just watch the first episode. Did it catch you? Did it not catch you? And then we'll move on. We'll just go episode by episode by episode because I think T, he's just not giving it a shot. You're just not trying, T. You gotta try. Anime is really, really good. Okay, you would be like you just said. You like that? What was it? Did you see Batman Ninja?
Yeah, I saw that. It was pretty good.
Okay, that's technically anime.
Look, I like certain things, not all things. I couldn't tell you names back to back to back because I don't like that animation. I only like the Western anime. That's it. The Western, yes, infamous. I like Western.
I'm trying to come up with a name for it. Yeah,
like
it's not
Pantheon.
really
Pantheon is really good. Pantheon, super good, dude. I like Pantheon.
I think you would like Trigun. Yeah, you haven't seen Trigun.
Trigun is good. Yeah, dude. Vash the Stampede, you'd like him, man.
Yeah, I think T would like Trigun. We're gonna go through. I'm gonna create a list for T. I'm gonna create a list for T, and then we're gonna go through it. All right, but look, let's wrap things up. Box office breakdown. Let's go through the 2025 worldwide box office. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm on the wrong list. All right, let me bring this up. Weekend. All right, we are at weekend number. Which weekend is this? Weekend 28. All right. So this is the box office for this weekend. Superman, 122 million, according to Box Office Mojo. Jurassic World Rebirth at $40 million. F1 at 13 million. How to Train Your Dragon at 7.8 million. And Elio still hanging in there, making money. I was kind of surprised with that. At $3.9 million on the box office weekend. Anything? What stands out to you guys? Is this a good number? 56% drop weekend to weekend for Jurassic World Rebirth. Is that solid? I think it is, considering Superman dropped this week.
Yeah.
I was surprised it still did that well. And like I mentioned before, like they took it out of all the IMAX and Dolby stuff. Like Superman had all those. I mean, there's like maybe 1 or 2 showings at some of the bigger theaters that are out there, but that's it. And so I'm surprised it stayed on. I mean, that's a lot of money to lose.
People were predicting an 80% drop, and dude, it's a dinosaur movie in July. You're always gonna have people go see that stuff. It's not gonna be that big.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look, I think Jurassic World is doing what we thought it would do. Right now it's sitting at $529 million just after about 10, 12 days or whatever it is. It's doing what it always does, man. It's probably going to end up at $1 billion because people just like going to see dinosaurs eat people, regardless of whether it's girl boss or not. It don't matter. People like dinosaurs all over the world. You can see right now, look, the international numbers, like we were talking about with Superman, the international numbers just really didn't hold up. They holding up here. All right.
So for this, the domestic is what's surprising to me. That's way higher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Again, I think Scarlett might be helping them out a little bit. Scarlett Johansson is a star. She has a little bit of star power. But yeah, after about 11, 12 days, this is where we're at, $500 million. All right. So I think this movie ultimately will hit $1 billion. Here goes another movie that's coming close to $1 billion. We talked about it earlier. Lilo and Stitch. I was surprised because I saw it slowing down majorly, but it looks like, hey, families are still rocking out with it. So it's only $6 million away from hitting $1 billion. It's going to hit $1 billion. It's going to get there. Anybody surprised?
What was it at last week? 83? Do we remember?
It was at like 970 or something like that last week. Last time we looked at it.
It was like how much it gained every week.
It made way more than I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah,
I mean, it had a lot of negativity.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it. Well, I was surprised that it's still kind of holding on because it shot up really quickly at first, and then the word of mouth finally started going around, and people were like, maybe this isn't all that great. But I mean, they're clearly leaving it in there to hopefully get to that $1 billion mark, so then they can boast that they're like the only American movie to make $1 billion this year. Like,
right?
It still hasn't been in
Minecraft. No, you're right. Minecraft ain't gonna make it. I don't know who's coming. Look, Superman. I don't think Superman hits $1 billion. I think Jurassic World Rebirth probably. It's only been in theaters for 11 days or whatever. When did it come out? It's only been in theaters for a handful of days, and it's already at $500 million. All right, since July 2nd. So, is there a chance? Yes, very, very, very strong chance that this hits the number that it needs to hit in order to get to $1 billion over the next couple of weeks. Fantastic Four is the only thing left that's kind of a big movie for the summer. And we talked about that earlier. I think Fantastic Four is going to flop. Again, we talked about Captain America, Brave New World. It might eke past this. It might. But that's very questionable at this point when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yep. Marvel is just not where it used to be. And so, yeah, you're talking about a movie that, hey, You know, if Fantastic Four do they even consider it a success if it gets past 415 million? Hey, we beat Captain America. Like,
with all that hyping and gaslighting about how Captain America 4 is a success, the new Cap, if it makes the same amount of money, they better say it's a fucking success and not try to play it off like, oh, they better say it was.
Yeah, they gotta say it's a success. But dude,
I mean, they'll say it, but it's not going to be. It's not going to be.
Yeah. So F1, in my opinion, so far is my favorite movie of the year.
Easily.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, from a box office standpoint, it's really not doing that well. Where is Hollywood at right now when it comes to the box office? It just looks like right now, and we can go and look at some of the domestic totals. You know, we always look at month over month as the year progresses. It's been mostly this is July. So July right now, if we go back and we look at June, June didn't do very well. Okay. It was less money year over year from the previous year, which was Inside Out 2. All right. So Inside Out 2 brought in $1 billion. Part of that $1 billion, those three, I think it was 3 movies that made $1 billion last year. Inside Out 2 was one of them. So it definitely juiced up the box office. But you can see this year in June, only 630 million. So it was down 43% year over year for the month of June. And if you look at some of these other months, it's pretty much the same exact thing. Okay. Well, Lilo and Stitch actually juiced it up for May. April. Yeah. Minecraft. Let's see. March. Yeah. March was down heavily. All right. Snow White. Thanks, Snow White. March was down majorly year over year. And then when you look at February, up a little bit for Captain America Brave New World. There's just not a lot going on month over month when you look at previous years. It just seems like right now the box office is kind of middling. They're trying to figure some things out. They're trying to see who's going to make some money. Is it going to be not Captain America? Is it going to be Superman? Is it going to be Jurassic World? Is it going to be Fantastic Four? And, you know, for the most part, yeah, most of these movies that came out this year, it's just kind of a disappointment. You know, these aren't big numbers. These are okay numbers. All right. But when you have like 3 movies right here at the top, Neza 2, which is a Chinese film, Lilo and Stitch, Minecraft, where are we at with the 2025 box office? Thoughts?
In the dumpster. Like, because Nija, I wouldn't even, like, you don't even consider that movie because that's completely in the Chinese market. So really you're looking at just the Minecraft movie and Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
What is your take? Like, if Fantastic Four flops and Superman does blow, it looks like it's about to, what's your takeaway for films moving forward? Just more Disney reboots and dumbass stuff like Minecraft is the only thing.
I mean, that's what these studios are doubling down on, right? They're doubling down on
the only thing that's going to make money is horror movies. Like horror movies is like the only thing that makes decent money consistently, just because they're cheap to make. That's going to be it, you know.
And then they'll double down on dinosaur movies and like kaiju films.
And then we just saw that Donkey Kong got licensed or something with Universal, so I guess expect a whole bunch of
N64. So they're moving forward with a Donkey Kong movie.
It looked like it from the article.
No, yes, they're moving forward. Yeah, with Universal making a Donkey Kong movie.
Indeed, they did something like I think Disney said they're gonna do like part 3s on a bunch of like Frozen 3 is coming, a bunch of like sequels are coming. Like they're just they don't have any. They're creatively bankrupt and they're willing to do these until they can like just recycle the whole. They'll start over from the beginning. They'll come up with, hey, you know what? This is a new version of Incredible. This is a new version of this. Yeah, a prequel. Yeah, that's what it'll be. There's a prequel of some movie that's coming. I'm like, why are you doing a prequel? This is dumb.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, this was kind of obvious they would go in this direction after Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Zelda and Donkey Kong, if they didn't capitalize off of the success of Super Mario and say, hey, get Donkey Kong and Zelda lit fucking fast into the exact same formula, go. He was already in the Super Mario movie, so that's not hard. Do the exact same shit, you know, go. Oh yeah, people gonna love this. Think of all the people that played this all throughout their childhood. He'd be like, "Oh, fucking dog, you calling this a movie?" Hell yeah.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, let me wrap things up with the super chats, and then we're gonna get out of here. Shout out!
Wait. Who was right?
Oh.
Who was right
for the opening box off weekend?
Yeah.
The numbers we did. I was literally about to say, wait, we
Yeah.
did all those numbers.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Look,
The only reason T's saying something. Look,
I was
the
way
only
off. I
reason
said
T is saying
169.
something because T get the crow.
Thank you.
All right. Look. Let's bring it up. All right. So here's where everybody was opening weekend. The closest without going over. Look.
Be Uncle T.
Yo, I was way off. I
forgot that you said
way
185.
off. Holy shit, I was terrible. Sci-Fax was closer.
We were up there, weren't we, D? Me and you shot for the stars.
Right, bro. I was hoping for the
Way too
best,
high.
man. I was like, yo, we gonna get this. Nope. Now, look, I still think my overall domestic might be in play, 435, but I'm asking a lot, man. I'm asking a whole lot. Because I don't think it would have some major legs if it got to this number. It would have some major legs. But how you guys feel about your overall? All right, forget domestic opening weekend. What about your domestic overall?
Mine's not coming anywhere close. That was, I mean, I was just throwing out a number anyways, but yeah, especially after seeing it now, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't even think it'll get lucky to even hit like T's number, you know?
Yep.
That
Katie, Andy, how y'all feeling about 400
my opening is way too high. But the overall, probably shocked if that hits 400.
Yeah, he would need a 2x, 3x return to even, and that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah,
so even though it didn't open well, even though it doesn't seem to be trending in the right direction, it would just now have to miraculously have these legs that don't gel with everything that's going on with it. Yeah.
Especially with other movies coming out.
I don't think it's going to make 400.
No.
That would be crazy. That'd be a real comeback story.
Rockefeller, how you feeling about your 420?
420.
You think you might hit that?
It's gonna. I'm standing strong. I like to keep my answer, Alex.
Keep hope alive, huh? Look, we ain't hitting 435 either. It looks like T Stradamus. All right, T Stradamus.
Do I got to do push-ups?
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, everybody's got to do push-ups. You're a man.
That's
Get your push-ups
that's
in,
good.
Dan.
That's if Superman does more than Fantastic Four or whatever.
Yeah, it's going to do more.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I'm not even concerned about that. Yeah, so yeah, look, T.
Trust me, and y'all don't think I'll be right about the flat Earth? Come on, y'all. Listen to T. Listen to T. Y'all saw I was out earlier tonight. I still came in here, dude. And that was a looker I was with. A looker. And y'all, I'm gonna have so much fun.
When we did those numbers, what were we all thinking it would do international, like total, like worldwide? Because I was thinking, like, I was buying into the hype that it had to do at least 800 at that point.
I was going with 850 myself.
Yep.
I was saying 850. I was thinking it could get to that number. All right. Clearly, I was wrong.
I was thinking if it was written right.
At least 850. It'd be lucky if it gets to 7 at this point.
Yeah.
I was hopeful. I thought the S on his chest stood for $1 billion, Andy.
Nope. Not at all. No.
My plan
Yeah, it'll be lucky for 7. Yeah, it'll be lucky.
Yep. All right, let's finish this up with some super chats, and then we are up and outro. Dragon Master Zero drops $5. Says, I think James Cameron surpasses George Lucas by a wide margin. I guess if you look at like box office numbers, like if strictly box office, although, man, if you adjusted for inflation with Star Wars,
his underwater photography, what he's done for that whole realm of, and James Cameron,
yeah,
he's fucking awesome.
No,
man.
James Cameron is legit. But again, I go back to, I feel like George Lucas was the innovator. Again, James Cameron directed The Abyss, and he used industrial light and magic for its special effects. Terminator 2 was industrial light and magic on steroids at that point. You know, everything that James Cameron did, George Lucas walked so he could run, basically is how I see it. George Lucas he was an innovator. He was the absolute ultimate Hollywood innovator when it came to, modern special effects and sound effects and everything else. That's how I see it. All right. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. If you think James Cameron is better than George Lucas, that's fine. I feel like George Lucas is the guy that set the tone for the rest of the world, really. And we had never seen anything like Star Wars. And so that alone changes, in my opinion, the narrative for, best filmmaker of all time.
And all these fools came up together too. Like Spielberg came up with them, like all these fools came up at the exact same time, feeding off each other's energy. So the reason that we even keep just being in that same class is why we always, had this argument, who's better, because they were making each other better by competing and also cooperating with making
I agree.
Awesome shit,
Yep.
Shout out to both
Yes,
of them.
sir.
Both fucking awesome.
Yep. Great filmmakers, both of them. Okay. No wrong answers here. Thank you very much, Dragon Master, for the 5T. Did you have something? Nope. All right. And then we got Vladimir Plantin for $4.99. Japan's culture centers more around tradition than capitalism compared to that of the USA, which is then reflective in their storytelling content. 100%. Look, Japan cares about their culture. They care about doing things from a cultural perspective, whereas, Hollywood is focused on making money. So that's why you get a lot of remakes, reboots, sequels, prequels, and spinoffs, because their focus is on, hey, what's going to make us some money? Not what's going to dive into our traditions and our cultures, but what's going to make us money. All right. That's what Hollywood cares about. So yeah, that absolutely changes how they make movies. If Hollywood was really focused on, hey, we got to innovate, like you go back to the 80s and the 90s when innovation was a thing, Hollywood was doing much better. Now it's just like, hey, we're interested in making money. The studios, the big studios, that's why, again, Disney is the worst offenders of this, because all they care about at this point, Bob Iger has said it, hey, we're just going to double and triple down on prequels, sequels, remakes, on all of our old IP instead of making new shit. And it's fucking ridiculous, man.
Bob Iger also says he's going to triple down on woke too.
Typically during economic struggle and downturns, you get really good acting and really good performance and really good directing. You can go back to the 80s when that happened. You had a bunch of good movies that came out. We're talking about Ghostbusters. D always puts the list up at just 80, the list from 84 alone. And, through 84 to 87 just had a bunch of hits. Terminator, this, that. And I feel like the last 4 to 5, maybe 6 years, we're not getting consistent movies that are memorable. Like, hey, man, let me go back and get that. Like, can you think of a classic that's been made besides Top Gun and besides Barbie and the rest of them? It's been a lot of misses. And I don't know if that's just because the B movie has more of a platform to go on, meaning Netflix and other streaming platforms. But there's a whole lot of junk and not much for it, right? I mean, I feel like we're we're not even in a certified pre-owned lot. We're in like a junkyard, and we're not getting stuff that's like memorable to you. Like, okay, man, have you checked out this? You guys talk anime is that apparently. Anime apparently is what the 80s movies were, because you guys have nothing but this. Watch this.
That's what I've been saying, T. That's what I've been saying. Anime is doing basically what we got in the 80s. Because if you go back to the 80s, when we were getting like Ghostbusters and Gremlins and Back to the Future and all of these interesting stories, original interesting stories, anime's giving that to the world, and Hollywood isn't.
Well, maybe we should make
our own. The problem.
We should come up with some original content. You're a writer, T's an animator. I'm just a thinker. I'll be a brainstormer. Hear me out, all right? So I came up with a character called Lizard Man in 9th grade. How about we send Lizard Man to Alligator Alcatraz? There we go. Boom, it writes itself.
Rockefeller tripping, man. Thank you very much. Anime Mania 500. Member for 2 months. Anime is greater than Hollywood. I don't care what anyone says. Hey, look, when we went over there to Anime Matsuri and Anime Expo, it proved it. All right. It was chock-a-block, man. I couldn't walk in that place. I was trying to walk and I couldn't. All right. Shout out to Name. He saw me over there. It was packed. All right. That's where the youngsters are. That's the next generation. That's what's next. Anime over Hollywood, 1000%. And Avery just became a new member. Okay, last but not least, Predon Corpse asked me to share this, so I'm gonna share this. G.I. Joe pork chop sandwiches. I don't know what this is, but he says, "Hey, DA, can you show this?" And I said, "Okay, let's do it." Oops, sorry. G.I. Joe pork chop sandwiches. Y'all know what I'm about to watch because I haven't watched it.
I have no idea.
Nope.
But it's less than 60 seconds. So shout out to the people that only send in less than 60-second clips. I like that.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. We like that. All right, let's play it.
You're not cooking. Yeah, dude.
Pork chop sandwiches. Oh shit! Get the fuck out of here! What are you doing? Go! Get the fuck out of here, you stupid idiot! Fuck, we're all dead! Get the fuck out!
God, did that smell good?
Detect it. There's no going, and you tell me do things. I done running.
What the hell?
G.I.
Joe. It reminds me of the Venture
What the
Brothers.
hell is y'all got me watching?
There's a bunch of them, man.
I gotta be honest
Like
with
the
you.
one.
I gotta. That wasn't fucking funny. That was fucking trash.
No, it was funny. All right, hold up. Now that I see what it is, because I didn't know what it was, I gotta search. Hold on, I gotta search for more.
There's more little G.I. Joe
There's a bunch
PSAs
of
with
them.
different voiceovers.
There's the one where he's like, I gotta ride my motorcycle. And
I
it's
think
like,
I remember you showed me this one night. Didn't somebody show these to us one night, Sci-Fax, on your
yeah, we were
shit?
going over a bunch of like old videos from
PSAs,
like early, it's like early YouTube stuff from like 2008 and shit like that or whatever.
Okay, look, I just found. Look, we're not about to watch all of these, but I just found I guess a giant compilation of them. So wait a second. Okay, come on.
Oh, this is cool. Hey, I want to go check this out. Cool. Hey, can I try that? Hey, oh, what? Hey. Oh, you're not my friend.
No, I'm just kidding with you.
Hey, man, who's that weird dude you're talking
No, I'm
to,
just kidding
bro?
with you.
My friends are here. Oh, cool. So, see you later.
G.I. Joe.
What the fuck?
Okay, look, we ain't go out to watch all of these and shit, but look. That first one was funny. Okay, that first one was absolutely funny.
Yeah, there's
all
a
right,
couple
guys,
that are good, but that's it.
Look, Avery Michael just became a new YouTube member. Thank you very much, Avery. Appreciate that. We also got Predon Corpse dropping another 10. Predon, I'm gonna go through and watch some of those. We might show those on another nightcap or something, but yeah, it's getting a little bit late, so we don't want to run through too long with these. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Let's go around the horn. And what do you guys got coming up this week? Hey, everybody, make sure you go and subscribe to all of these guys. Okay, if you have not already done so, we appreciate them being here. You guys are subscribed to me. Go subscribe to them too. Okay, help them build their channels up. Give them some love. Let's start with Katie and Andy. Hold my dual shocks. What y'all got coming up?
So we have Catch Up Monday tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time. We have the Everything Good and Perfect podcast, also known as Tega, on Tuesday, and then WTF Wednesday and Fan Rant Thursday. So we have streams every day, and then videos we post daily.
Nice. All right. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the input. Look, you guys are awesome. Thank you for being here, dropping all of them. Look, I feel like this when it comes to Hold My Dual Shocks, man. It's like an underrated channel. Okay, you guys go and watch them more and more and more, right? They do a really good job with their opinions, and they always show up here and they come through. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. All right, next up, Sci-Fax. What you got coming up, bro?
Yeah. Well, this week I think I'll probably go and check out. I guess I know what you did last summer. It looks like the new movie that's opening. I guess I'm also seeing probably Jujutsu Kaisen. Like that one might be pretty good. And so I'll be doing reviews on that. And then on Wednesday I'll be doing hangings with me and Rockefeller. We usually do that on Wednesdays. And I might start doing something on Saturdays because my Saturday stream went pretty well. So I might start doing something on Saturdays too, because that was a lot of fun. Like, I mean, that ended up going like 4 hours, but it was still a good stream. It was it was good. It was good times. So that's probably it for this week.
Awesome. All right, guys, get over there, subscribe to Cyfax, also an underrated streamer. And I keep an eye on his channel as well. So you guys get over there, subscribe to Cyfax. Rockefeller, anything coming up this week you want to let us know about?
I'm going back to video games like I always do Monday through Friday. Tomorrow I'll be playing Bloodborne, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with coffee. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. If you haven't subscribed to DA, make sure you subscribe. He's coming up on 30,000 subscribers. I'm trying to have a fucking party. So the more people get to subscribe, the faster we get there, the faster we can have a party. I'll be back here Tuesday or Thursday if he doesn't show up. One or the other. Besides then, see y'all then, man. Have a great day.
Appreciate it. And then last but not least, the homie, Uncle T. Anything you got coming up you want to talk about, bro?
I think I owe you a couple of videos, man. I'm gonna do another Superman one, and I don't know, man. I'm not doing any cooking streams anytime soon. So
why not?
I don't feel like cooking. I don't.
Man, T be giving me the blues about cooking, and now he don't feel like cooking.
What's the last thing you cooked? Pause.
I cook every night, man.
Well, okay. Then what did you cook tonight?
Well, I mean, look, I just got back from Houston.
Okay, what did you cook the other night?
What did I cook, man? Let's see. I baked some chicken. The last time I cooked, I baked some chicken and I put some, like I did a little pasta dish or something like that. I don't know, man.
You made Yardbird.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, baked chicken. Yeah.
Baked Yardbird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why you sound so skeptical, man? I can't cook chicken or something.
Matter of fact, D, you know what? I'm a grill and chill, man. Probably one day this week, man. You should come over and grill and chill. Grill and chill. What you gonna do for? I'm probably gonna do some.
I don't know, y'all. I'm tired.
Just have your notifications on if I do a stream. It'll be a wacky stream.
Whatever. Right, cool. Hey, everybody. Thank you very much for hanging out with us on the DA's office. We appreciate you guys. We are up and out of here. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to everybody. I appreciate that. Name says Wendy's doesn't count. No, it wasn't Wendy's, bro. All right. I actually know how to cook. All right. But y'all take it easy. We'll have more videos coming up. It's a busy week, man. All right. Next up, this next week, man, we got the Smurfs. Can y'all believe that? We got the Smurfs coming up this week. Aren't you excited?
Rihanna.
I'm going to see F1. Fuck that.
Yeah. This one's going to make $1 billion for sure. This one.
Rihanna put numbers up.
Andy knows it's cooler than $1 million.
Put numbers up. Y'all going to be laughing, and I'm going to be like, see, Rihanna's big, man. Don't sleep on Rihanna. All right, everybody have a good week. All right, we will see you back on Tuesday. We'll be doing the nightcap on Tuesday and Thursday, and we'll be talking it out. All right, you guys have a good one. We'll see you on the next one.
Deuces.
Peace.